Yeah, tomorrow night, 1-5 Purdue, home against 6-0 Oregon. The Ducks ranked number 2.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The weather is getting better, and we know it's the time when ladders and DIYers come out. Before you start any new outdoor projects, ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any type of work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
For exceptional home-cooked meals, visit the longest family-owned restaurant in Elgin. Paul's Family Restaurant at Lawrence and McLean takes pride in their fresh daily specials like steaks, fish, pasta, soups, and more. Paul's fresh buttermilk pancakes and breakfast skillets are phenomenal. As you walk in, you can't help but notice owner Elaine's wonderful eye for detail. The toughest decision you'll have to make is what size leftover box to take home. Call 847-695-8687.
Welcome to Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I'm your host, Tammy Scully. We have until 4 o'clock today to have some fun. I've got Nancy French standing by in Dallas, Texas. Hey, Nance, how you doing?
Hello. Just standing.
What's happening? I see just kind of like the top of your little heady head.
Oh, really?
There. Oh, there she is. Hi.
If I sit up, I could sit up straight.
Sit up like a big girl, and you'll be like.
I'll try.
In the
I'll
front.
try.
Fabulous. Thanks for joining us today, Miss Nancy. I am live from Nashville right now, and it is 2:07 down here. What is it up there? It's about the same.
2:07? Well, yes, it is. 2:07
yes,
here as well.
Excellent,
It's,
excellent.
68 degrees here.
68.
So
wow.
it's burr cold. So
not so bad. Yeah, for you guys, that's really burr cold.
Let's
see. We have a live call-in talk phone number if you want to call us. 847-931-1410 is the number. We also have a text line. That text line is 505. Hold on. 926-1410. That's 505-926-1410. You can send us anything on that text line. Anything you want, any time of day. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it will go there. And then we can help you with whatever it is you're sending over. Or if you want to chat with us, that would be a good place to do it. You know, another place that you could chat with us is online at YouTube. We are on YouTube. I know it's radio. I know, but we are on YouTube as well. You can see us if you want. That is at YouTube at WRMN Radio. That's where you'll find us there. Now, you can always go to our website. That's WRMN1410.com. You can watch us live on there or listen to us live on there. You can download our app. If you haven't done that, I strongly recommend it. Go to your app store and just search WRMN Radio. You'll find us. And then you can put us on your phone and take us with you everywhere you go. You can plug us into these silly little cars that aren't having AM radio these days. Isn't that ridiculous? You can plug us in, though, and we'll be like a source on your auxiliary, and you can listen to us there. Or we have one more way you can listen to us. You can download our podcast. Yes, you heard me right. We have a podcast that you can download anywhere you get your podcast. Just look for Talk Time with Tammy and Friends, and you'll find us. There we are. Shrew, that was a lot. We have a lot of ways to be had, to be seen.
To be had.
To be had, to be seen,
Hopefully
heard.
not to be had.
Well, to be heard had, that kind
To
of
be heard had?
Heard had, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been out looking for a car and I'm not happy about it, let me tell you. It's exhausting. Looking for a car is
Oh.
exhausting.
It's horrible.
It is. It's a bad experience. You know, I've run sales teams all over the country, big ones, small ones, lots of them. And the number one thing for houses, for new construction homes, and the number one thing I like my sales team to kind of work towards is never, ever, ever make the sale process like buying a car. I mean, that is
right.
that's
Right. That's your analogy.
Yes,
Right.
it is, because
Yes.
nobody likes it. Now, my son just bought a car last week, and he went to this little dealer. You know, they had the car he wanted. I'm like, did you negotiate? Well, he said, first of all, he said he had the best car buying experience he's ever had. Well, he's only bought 2 or 3, so okay. But he said he's had the best car buying experience ever. It was, fabulous and a piece of cake. And I said, oh, good. Did they negotiate well or whatever? And he's like, negotiate? No, I didn't negotiate. I'm like, well, of course you had a great car buying experience. Like, he's like, I just wanted to get out of there as quickly as I could. I didn't want to spend any more time, which is, we all have that. But they play the game, the hours, and let me go talk to my manager and all that stuff. Forget it. I don't want to do it. It's ridiculous.
I know a poor gal went to buy a car. She knew the car she wanted to buy. It was my art teacher, actually, art instructor. And she said, but they were thinking they were planning lunch an hour later. She knew everything. She knew the price. She knew the car. 5 hours later, 5 hours. And I'd been in there for 5 hours. But what about this Carvana on TV?
They're higher priced. They are like every time you Google a car, like, I've been looking, because there's a particular car that I want. There's 2. I want the Highlander or I want an Acura MDX. Those are my 2 options. I need a 7-seater. I don't need it yet, but I will be needing a 7-seater. And so that's what I've identified. I want one of those. I'm open to something else if it's, a really good deal and it's really reliable and it's, whatever. But I kind of like those 2. Those are the 2 that I'm looking at right now. Oh my God. Suck the life out of it. You know what you want.
So Carvana, we were talking about.
The Carvana thing. So you Google one of the cars you want, and Carvana is almost always the highest price out there.
Really?
Yeah.
There was something about on the ad. You see this thing where you can watch the price or something on your phone.
Well, you know
and then
why?
you can say buy
when you want to buy it. Yeah.
When you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that was probably a popular option when the prices were dropping. Like they were dropping fast, like daily, weekly, whatever. You'd have to check it every day. That might have been a popular thing. I think they're pretty stabilized right now. They might still be dropping. Actually, who knows? But they're not as rapidly as they were. I mean, they were dropping quick. And there's a lot of them that are lower now than they were 3 weeks ago. But if they had the car 3 weeks ago, are they selling them fast, So that's my exhausting morning. I've been running around looking at cars and driving them and whatever. We'll find one. I know I'm going to get one by tomorrow. That's my goal.
Are you in a new apartment today? Or your house today?
I redecorated.
You redecorated again.
Do you
you
like
got
it?
rid of the swing, did you?
The swing's the other room. That's the outside.
Oh, this is just the other room.
This is the kitchen. The
I
living
like the
room,
wall back there, the blue one. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I painted that last night.
Did you? You're a busy little beaver, aren't you?
I have been so busy, so busy. But true, I'm done running around for today, and we're here to have a little fun right now. Let's see. Oh, you know what I'm going to talk about? I am going to talk about toaster ovens. I know it's an exciting topic. I know it is, but let me.
Did you say toaster ovens?
That's what I said. Toaster ovens.
Okay. I was thinking it was something else because I'm interested in the toaster oven discussion.
Well, let's have one. So let me just tell you the actual machine that I'm reviewing today is called. Please hold. I'll give you the exact name. It is called the Emerald Power Grill 360 Plus Toaster Oven. It slices, it dices, it fries, it even catches fish. Okay, it doesn't catch fish, but there it is. Now see how it's got a grill on the top, so you can heat up from the bottom. And you can grill a steak on the top and then air fry your little French fries inside if you want to do that or whatever. You can do them both. Now,
Air fry.
it's got an air fryer. It's got a toaster function. It's got a frozen function. Huh?
I do want to discuss, if any of our listeners know the answer to this question. What is the difference between convection and air frying?
Circulation, I believe, is the difference.
That's how the convection works, though, with moves the air.
Right. I think air frying, the air frying in these sorts of things might be similar because all you can do is move air. That's all. It's all you got is air and heat. What else are you gonna do?
And let me throw something out there because my little toaster oven thing, which I love. I'll never use a toaster again as long as I live. I'll never use a pop-up toaster.
No, never is a very long time.
I will. There's no reason. You just put toast in there. You don't have to have the toast scare you when it pops up.
Well, that's a you thing. That's a you thing.
It is a me thing. It's frightening. But
I know you're scared by toast.
I'm not scared anymore.
Don't be frightened.
No more scared. But anyway, so I was reading about this everybody talks about the air fryer. Everything's delicious in the air fryer. That's much better in the air fryer. So I'm like, okay, he roasts broccoli every day, every other day.
In the oven?
In the
air fryer?
Toaster oven.
You have a little, like is it an oyster or what is it?
It's a Hamilton Beach. Hamilton Beach. I love it. It's been tried and true. It's been great. So anyway, he roasted in there on bake. There's a bake and a toast and a broil and a convection. I've never used the convection. Okay.
Oh, in that little oven you got a convection?
Yeah.
That'll be a lot like air fry probably.
And it was only like was it $75?
Oh, wait till I tell you the price story on this one when we get done with it.
So I think I'll look it up again, but I think it was either 75 or one low 120 or something. I think it was 75. Anyway, okay. So I'll look up the price point though. So anyway, so he does the convection and because he uses oil to put on his broccoli, olive oil. That's how he roasts it.
Yeah.
It spread the oil all over the place. The movement of the air got
gross. Then it was a mess.
Yes. He's like, oh my gosh, oil is all over the place. And it didn't taste any better. So I'm thinking, now I'm rethinking the air frying thing.
Oh no, the air frying's great. That's basically the only, oh my God, you air fry like leftover pizza? Oh, it's so good. Like it's fabulous.
Really?
Crispy.
Well,
like,
it must be different. What type of a machine did you use to do that?
So I have well, so let's go back to our little device there. I have a Breville, which is, if you look up a Breville, they're pricey. They're big, they're pricey, and they're clunky. They're big.
Yeah.
It sits on the counter and it's big. And those, I have a Breville that has the air fryer in it. Is that a Breville, Matt? Yeah, that's a Breville. And those are what, $4.99, $500.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's pricey, it's big, it's fabulous, but you can air fry, you can roast, you can do all the things in there that you can do in a regular oven, but you do it in this little teeny one here. And I air fry constantly in that thing. I mean, my air fryer basket is in there 90% of the time. So
how is it to clean?
Yeah, it's kind of a pain. It doesn't get, I mean, you just have to wipe off that front door with all the grease on it and then wipe down the inside every, now and then. But it doesn't get, it's not like Scott had oil all
Are you putting oil on stuff when
No, you don't, honey. That's the whole point of air frying.
So see, that's why you don't have the mess.
The whole point is that you don't use oil.
But he likes the flavor of olive oil. Maybe he should have done just a tiny bit of it.
Oh yeah,
because the flavor of olive oil is different,
Yeah. So if he likes, maybe he's got a garlic oil, you brush it with that and put it in there. That's it. Like you don't pour it because
maybe just a little bit.
the whole point of air frying is you don't have the calories of the oil and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I
You
know.
just have
Yeah.
the fry. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have any of that. So that's my
Yeah,
recommendation
okay.
for Mr. Scott. Now, this Breville one right here
okay.
that he has, I will not recommend it. I paid that price. Well, maybe not that price, but I paid a high price, and I have that item on my kitchen counter in my Hoffman house, and the door broke, doesn't always shut right, the timer doesn't go down.
$400.
I know. So I decided
What were the reviews on you when
very,
you bought
very
that?
good, very, very Pat. I mean, if you
So
right
that's
now
not
look at
great.
the stars.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean,
help.
I don't always trust reviews either. I don't know. Maybe you do.
They usually they're pretty good.
Mhm.
I
Do
mean,
you
you
ever-
always
have you
have
ever
your
left one?
outliers.
Have
Mhm.
you ever left one?
One time maybe twice when something was terrible or something was really, really great.
Right. So
Mostly
which time
when
did you
it's-
leave it? Mostly when it's
That's it.
terrible is when, yeah.
No, the one I did was when it was really great, but
Okay.
my
Well-
Hamilton Beach $74.99.
Okay. So, but at a girl. So, so let me tell you about this one. So now I've got to get one for the Nashville house, right? So I'm looking and I found this emerald one and I thought, well, let me try it and compare it to the $500 one. Because let me tell you about, look at the price. Stop right there, Matt. See that?
How much is
now?
it?
$60. $60.
Excuse me?
$60 at Walmart. Now, Matt, go right back.
What?
You see it? It's on sale. Matt, does it? I can't see the green part, but it's.
It was originally $169.
And now it's $60, right?
What?
Yeah.
I know. So this is why I got it. Now, if you go back to the listing of all of them there, you'll see this exact same emerald one at Kohl's for $170 right now.
At Kohl's?
If you look, yeah, it was at the Kohl there, right there.
I'm
let's
going to
see.
my
yeah, this one.
Walmart
Yep,
thing.
it's right there, 170. He's pulling it up. That's 179 at Kohl's. That exact same oven. So
What?
if you're looking for a toaster oven, go to Walmart. Don't saunter, run and get this for $60 because it's well worth the $60. You can. So let me go back to talking about how it works. There's a grill on the top. You can
Emily?
take that. There's a glass panel on the top. You take that off, and you can grill anything you want. You don't have to use the grill, but you can if you want. And then you put the lid back on when you're not using it. It's also got the air fry, like I said, and then it's got a few other. I toast in there as well. But
What would you grill on that little tiny thing? I guess?
on the top, you could do a steak, you could do asparagus, you could do whatever. Scott could put his broccoli on there, whatever he wants. You could grill anything you
Huh.
want. It kind of reminds me, that little girl on the top kind of reminds me of an Easy Bake Oven. Remember those?
I thought
You used
that
to cook
too.
with it.
Yes, Easy
Yeah.
Bake Oven. You know what's funny? We've been talking about this, and you've heard this before. And my iPhone, when I just started typing in emerald, it pulled up the Legacy, exactly what you're talking about, toaster oven.
You think it's listening to you?
I don't know.
You got a smartphone there, young lady. Anyway, I found the
I
price
found it.
differential
Walmart. Here it is.
amazing. I think the price differential is crazy out there, and that is the motivator for me to try this because it's a good deal, really good deal, and I need one. So let's give it a whirl. So I did, and I like it. The only thing I will tell you is it doesn't now. Could have been me, but it doesn't toast well on both sides. It only toasts, like I did toast in it a couple of times, toasted more on one side than the other, mainly more on the top than the bottom. And but I didn't change out the air fry basket and put it on the little grate thing. I don't think that matters, but I did have it on toast function. It just didn't toast the bottom of it. So
you
I
had,
will,
okay. So
yeah, I probably will use my regular slice toaster push down pop up scare
heavens,
Nancy
no.
thing. Yeah, the ones you don't like. I'll probably use that for regular toast and use the rest, everything
Did
else.
you try the other features?
I tried some of them, yeah. I tried the air fry, I tried the bake, I tried the toaster.
You
what else
tried
did
the air fry. What did you make in there?
I made I reheated. It was really good too. I reheated they were garlic pizza rolls with cheese inside, garlic breadsticks with cheese inside. I reheated those and they came out crispy and like the pizza comes out crispy. Good stuff. If you haven't tried an air fryer to reheat pizza, do that. That's the That's
Did
the way
you
to
try
do
the grill?
it. I did not do the grill yet because I don't have anything to grill. I'm very limited on my food over here. So I'm gonna have to try the grill, and I'll let you know. But I wanted to get this out there that the sale is amazing. If you're looking for what, it all goes in the dishwasher. That's a nice thing too. All the trays and all the stuff right there. So if you need one, if you're looking for one, I recommend this one. I'll let you know if that grill feature is, worth using, because that's the big difference in it, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I
And
mean,
the
I'm just thinking if it's just the two of us, you could grill a couple hamburgers. But would that taste different than you grill outside or something?
Well, probably. I mean, you're not grilling outside. You're grilling.
Yeah, but we don't have a charcoal. We just have, a gas.
Like a regular gas grill. Yeah, no. So it'll probably be the same. I don't know.
This is interesting.
Yeah, I didn't have any meat or vegetables in here to try it with. I don't know what else to put on there. So I will, and I'll let you know if it's worth it. But that is.
Did you get the protection plan?
I did not.
Okay.
For $60? No, I wouldn't do that for.
Well, it's only $2.
Yeah, $2. No,
$6.
No, I pass. I pass. If it break, it break. What are you gonna do? I'll get another one. So there you have it. There's my review on the toaster oven.
Well, I might have to get myself one. I hate to. This works perfectly fine.
Yes, it does. You're fine. You don't need one. But maybe you have a gift. Maybe somebody needs one. Maybe it's a good gift.
Well, I was just thinking that little fryer, the little grill thing is pretty cute.
It is. It is. Let me try it and let you know if it works, and then.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then you can move forward.
But once you buy yourself a steak tonight.
Hey, send me a steak. I'll throw it on there now. By the time the show's over, we'll be able to,
Yeah, I need. Okay. Inquiring minds need to know, because I don't think this will be $60 for very long.
It's been $60 for a month.
It has been?
Yeah. Because I got mine a month ago. So
what's wrong with it? Well, it doesn't toast. Well, you don't know that exactly.
I don't like. I'm telling you, it only did one side of the toast. In the air fry basket, I was too lazy to change the tray, quite frankly. So I just used the air fry basket and threw the toast.
That must be the wrong thing.
I don't know. I can try another piece of toast and see.
Would you please?
On our break, I'll go find a piece of toast and put it in there. See what happens. Okay?
All right.
We've got a comment on YouTube.
Let's hear it. What do we got?
We've got Mark saying, "Hi, ladies. I like the top, Nance. The shirt is what I'm speaking of, LOL."
He likes your shirt, Nancy. Thank you, Mark.
Really? My sweatshirt?
Mm-hmm. He likes your sweatshirt. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
All right.
I dressed up for you guys.
Excellent. So. Well, we're happy that you put clothes on. Clothes are important on the radio, You got to have your clothes on the radio. What else are you going to do? How's our text line, Matt? We have anything on that?
Nothing quite yet. But
nothing
folks,
yet.
If you're interested, it's 505-926-1410.
That's the one. 505-926-1410. I had to check that, make sure that was the correct one. All right. Well, so don't run out and grab this, Nance. Let me try it a little bit longer. But then maybe if you want one, you can still take advantage of that fabulous sale going on there.
I know. Crazy. A little teaser for later, for another day, but I walked my dog with another friend and with her dog, and she was telling me she's in sales. I told you a little bit about this. And she went to a conference, and at the conference, one of the keynote speakers, it was a guy, Brian something Gilkey or something, that is a face. Oh, what was it called? Just a sec here. I'll get it. A facial feature decoding expert.
Sounds like something the FBI would have.
Well, that's where he worked with CIA.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
Brian Galkey. Good call on that. And and it's really interesting. We're gonna we're gonna hit
We're going
that
to do a little
another
segment on that
time.
next week. Yeah.
Yeah, just like where your eyebrows are, what your
My
if you have
eyebrows?
yes, how they're shaped, why they're shaped. That it's crazy.
Was he
yeah.
around to give like plucking advice to young girls who overpluck their eyebrows?
It's, I don't believe that's in the information, but but yeah, it's really your lips and I don't know, all kinds of stuff.
And so they try to like devise information about you from your face?
Yes, a lot of information.
And this was a sales technique to teach a salesperson how to read the face of their customer and figure out. Correct. Oh, that does sound interesting. All right.
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah, I do. I like
but not only that is it's social people that have social difficulties. This actually would be really good for our friends on the spectrum. On the autism spectrum.
I believe we're all on the spectrum somewhere.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, the ones that are having a little more difficulty.
I see. Higher on the spectrum. Yeah.
Right. But that would be great for them because they can look at those exact.
All right. Well, good. We'll do in depth on that next week. All right. Well, you hear the happy little music. That means it is time for these girls to stop talking and go to the news. We're going to go and we'll be back after this.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. Rich Croman, a dedicated volunteer from the Kane County Office of Emergency Management and a FEMA reservist, has been deployed to North Carolina to aid in relief efforts following Hurricane Helene. With 14 years of experience, Croman is currently involved in Asheville, North Carolina, providing vital search and rescue operations and medical support at local shelters. The Elgin Police Department gearing up for an unforgettable Halloween event scheduled for October 22nd at the police station from 5 to 7 p.m. The celebration promising a self-guided continuous trick-or-treat tour with no need for tickets or registration. Contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. The Kane County Board approving a new economic development strategy plan to transform its economic future. The strategy includes launching the county's inaugural Economic Development Corporation, a public-private partnership targeting county-wide economic coordination. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. In a Kane County courtroom, Maricela Garcia has been found guilty of predatory criminal sexual assault of a child, along with charges of aggravated battery of a child and domestic battery. Garcia facing judgment for the incidents that occurred on May 7th and 8th of 2021 involving a sexual assault of a child under the age of 13. In Batavia, residents are reminded to adhere to local regulations concerning the placement of lawn signs. The city strictly prohibits the positioning of any signs on parkways between the sidewalks and the streets and on all city public properties, including near traffic signs and utility poles. The Naperville Police Department currently accepting applications for new officers. The application period remains open for the next couple of weeks, with testing scheduled to take place in mid-December for potential new officers with the Naperville Police Department. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials, but what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome back. You're listening to Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I'm here with Nancy French, and she is down in Dallas telling me it is a chilly day down there.
Yes.
We've got a chilly day in Nashville, where I'm broadcasting from, and it looks like Chicago's got the same chilly day going on in that area today. You're unseasonably cold right now, right, Nancy? I mean, it's not normally 68,
just
is it?
right. Yeah, just about 10 degrees unseasonable, a little bit warm. Yeah. I mean, cold.
Colder, yeah. And it was, I mean, you know what? It was weird because when I looked at the weather forecast to come down here to Nashville, it was supposed to be in the 80s all week, and I mean all week, so that's the clothes that I have. Guess what? It's in the 50s, barely hitting 60. Yeah. I got the same 5 sweaters.
Yeah.
Wearing over and over again. But it's
how long are you going to be there?
I leave on Saturday to come back up. We've got Unconstitutional is playing out at Peggy Canini's Saturday night, if you're looking for a fun little band to go dance with. And then, of course, we do have Nightmare on Chicago Street. That is the big event going on in Elgin, right outside the station. We'll be there broadcasting live for you from the event. So that ought to be super cool. Too bad you can't come up for it, Nancy. It's a very, very, very cool event that they have in downtown Elgin. Yeah. Becky and Brian went last year. They'll be coming this year again, too, for a little while, too. So it's a very cool spooky event. The city goes all out on this one too. So I'll give you that forecast, what's happening there too. Right now you're going down to 32 degrees tonight. Cold. Cover up your plants. The mums are okay, but everything else you got to take care of. The moon set is. Did you see the moon last night? It was a harvest. No, did she call it a harvest? It was a.
Yeah, it was like a super moon or something.
Yeah, maybe that's what she called it, a super moon, something like that.
A little bit. I saw it before it got really dark, but
it was real bright and real big. Yeah, it was really beautiful. You know, I'm a moon. I love the moon. I just like to look at it. I like it when it's out. It's just I don't know. It's very cool. Let's go back to our weather. Friday, we've got a high of 68 around the Elgin area. 68 is pretty darn good. Oh, guess what? This is very funny. Okay, my toast is going off as we speak, and it's giving me Elgin, Tennessee weather, not Elgin, Illinois. I think that's hysterical. Let me see if it's. Let me see if it's
interesting,
isn't it? Let me see if Elgin, Illinois is similar to.
Good.
That's so funny because maybe that's what I'm closest to when I put it in here. Let's go with Elgin, Illinois. I just caught it too. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense here. This sounds better. Let's see what we've got for today. Oh, look, much better. We've got a high of 65 in the Chicagoland area today on Thursday, the 17th, and then tonight it's going down to 38, not 32. So that's better, much better than Elgin, Tennessee. Friday, you're going up to a high of 69 in the Elgin area with a low of 39 degrees and sunny skies during the day. And then Saturday night, the 19th, Saturday during the day, sunny, 72. Saturday night, clear skies and a low of 46 degrees. So burr. where you are there. It's going to be a little chilly while we're out there. Make sure your costume has got a few layers to it so you can still put the costume on the outside and put the warm stuff on the inside for Saturday's activities outside there. I believe, Matt, are we we're broadcasting live from 5 to 7 or 4 to 7, something like that?
We are. So we're going to be broadcasting live from 5 to 7. We're hoping to maybe get some interviews of people coming by.
Perfect.
So that should be fun. And then we'll also be there most likely also until 11 o'clock as well. We have a little bit of a time slot in between. So it'll be from 9 to 11, because in between 5 to 7, we've got the 7 to 9, which is CD Showcase with Court Stevens. It's going to be
gotcha. So regular programming's going on Saturday. I heard Jeff has got a show going on Saturday as well, so that's good news for you there. Listen up on Saturday. We got some new shows coming on.
What's that show about?
It's the Jeff Michaels show.
The Jeff Michaels show. He, I believe he's going to be a humorous political take on it. Is that right?
That's
Does
correct.
That sound? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'll be from 1 to 2 coming up.
He's on from 1 to 2. So this is his debut.
Funny.
So support him, guys. Give him a call. Tell him good job. Watch him on YouTube. All that good stuff. Let's see. Let's go back to our weather because it's looking pretty good. We've got Sunday, the 20th. We've got a high of 77. What a perfect day. Sunny all day long on Sunday. And then Sunday night, mostly clear skies and that low of 49. Monday, another perfect day. Mostly sunny, a high of 78. And then Monday night, partly cloudy skies and 51 degrees. Tuesday, you're going all the way up to 70 again. Mainly a little cloud, slight chance of rain. Right now, it's a 15% chance, but who knows? We'll see how that one pans out. Up to 50, down to 53 at night. Not a bad nighttime low. And then the rest of the week, all in the low 60s, low to mid 60s. Partly cloudy skies every day and 60-degree, mid 60s, low 60s for a high for the next week after that. So we've got some good weather coming up. How about that? Well, wait a minute. Halloween's on a Thursday, isn't it? Thursday the... Let's see. I don't have it. I do. Thursday the 21st. 59 and showers.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
I know. That ruins everybody's little trick-or-treating, doesn't it? It says a few showers in the morning and then clouds lingering in the afternoon. So maybe the showers will be over with by the time the trick-or-treaters get out there. I hope so.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep. Thursday night's going to 44 degrees with overcast showers possible. So 39% chance right now, but that's a long way away. We'll see what happens then. I hope it's a decent day though. It's either one or the other. It was either sweltering or snowing.
Yeah.
You get one or the other by us on Halloweeny. I know. We got Halloween coming up. What are you dressing as, Nancy? Well, let me guess. A skeleton.
Well, I know that we're gonna go as Sonny and Cher.
Are you doing the Sonny and Cher?
Yes, we are.
Which one are you? I think
you
Scott
should see the outfit.
Scott Cher, right?
Oh yeah,
I love it.
You should see the outfit that he's gonna. Oh my gosh,
I love it. Scott, is he really?
It might not be.
Cher?
I might not be able to take it.
Oh my goodness!
It's a scantily clad situation. Ooh,
a scantily clad Cher?
Slinky.
Oh, with Scott? I'm not sure. That's
I
a
know.
good idea.
And it's not a good idea.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. Okay, so I like the idea that he's Cher and you're Sonny, though. That'll be good.
I know. I ordered a wig and some glasses and
We'll post pictures so our listeners can see you guys.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, of course you will.
I'm just trying to think of Sonny's shoes, though. What kind of shoes did Sonny Bono have? That's the question.
Like wingtippy, I don't know.
I'm thinking like a platform. He's short, right? Wouldn't he wear platform shoes?
But you want the big I like the difference between you and Scott if you're Sonny
there's going to be a difference.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, there is, but then Scott's shoes, he can't walk in anything.
Oh, let's get. Oh, yeah. Well,
see, that's going to be the one issue.
She does like her costumes.
Shoot.
Yeah, you'll come up with something.
Yeah,
I'm sure that you will. And Sonny, just Google some pictures of him. What's his last? Oh, Bono, Sonny Bono. That was it.
Sonny Bono. Yeah. What are you going to be?
I am probably the same thing I was last year. A skeleton. because
You're gonna be a
it's gonna
Skelly again?
I am going to be a Skelly with a sugar mask, like a sugar skull mask, because
I do love those.
it's cold. It's going to be cold, and it's a big jumpsuit that zips up, and I can put stuff underneath it.
Oh, right.
So I'm Googling Sonny Bono, and I don't see any pictures of his feet anywhere.
You know what? I Googled Sonny Bono shoes, and I see these would be great, but I can't fit in these. See the platform with the you said the it's kind of a takeoff on the wingtip, sort of.
Yeah, kind of. That's what I picked. That's what I think. Wingtip, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Hey, Matt, do you know what we forgot to do? Do we have a News Nation clip? Because I almost forgot about it. We'll do that in lieu of the break. How about them apples?
I do have one, yes.
All right, let's chat about it. What do you have?
All right, Kroger grocery stores are taking heat for its plan to use facial recognition technology as part of its digital price tag program. News Nation's Kelsey Kirstein reports, and it has the attention of Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, who says it could lead to discriminatory practices.
According to a 2021 study commissioned by Sephora, 3 in 5 shoppers claim to have experienced discriminatory treatment in a retail setting. And 2 in 5 shoppers said that they personally experienced unfair treatment on the basis of their race and or skin color. Now, we have reached out to Kroger and the Congresswoman's office, and we have not yet heard back.
Tlaib says the tech could also be used to gouge customers in the event of an emergency. Kroger denies the accusations, saying it would actually help to lower prices. And analysts warn consumers could start to see grocery prices fluctuate in real time the same way airline tickets do.
No bueno. No bueno. You cannot do surge pricing with groceries. I mean, that's ridiculous. I can't believe that they would even be. That's not right. It's just not right. So if I go in and I buy a loaf of bread in the middle of the day when there's a lot of people in there buying loaves of bread, it's going to cost me more than if I go in at night and buy it when there's nobody there. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
You're right.
Thank you, Matt. What's the facial recognition? What did I miss?
Yeah,
something?
so I don't
understand
how that
applies.
Helps lower prices. Did it say?
What is it though?
Oh, facial recognition when you walk. So they have software that when you walk in a store, it will recognize. It will tell It's kind of amazing. It came out years ago. Kevin was telling me about it.
Well, I know what it is, but how does it apply in a grocery store?
It'll tell you what kind of people, who's in there, how old they are, what sex they are, probably what race they are. Now that we've got issues with that.
So they're just doing it as an AI thing, almost like just to see. Sort of, you know how they ask you where you live because it helps with demographics.
I want your zip code.
You know,
check
the
out
zip code and all the stuff. So that just takes it to a new level of that.
I don't know. Is that what they said they're doing with it, Matt? I didn't really.
Wow,
And
that's crazy.
Yeah, on X.
It's always about the money.
Yeah, the Congresswoman did post about it. She says here, quote, families are struggling to put food on the table. I sent a letter to Kroger about their decision to roll out surge pricing using facial recognition technology. It is often discriminatory and shouldn't be used in grocery stores to price gouge residents, end quote.
I don't understand how they price gouge using the facial recognition. I guess that's where I'm really confused.
Me neither.
What does that mean?
Why
if I walk in, what are they going to do? Are they going to say, "Hey, French is here. let's mark up these hamburgers"? We know she usually gets.
Middle-aged white female is here. That's what they're going to say.
Oh, no, it's not middle, Tammy. But thanks for thinking.
Okay, I'm being kind. Middle-aged white females here.
Old lady.
Yeah,
old French lady is here.
I used the term middle-aged with Bill today, and he's like, "Are you planning on living to 128? What you're not?"
Maybe. We're like turtles.
As a matter of fact, I am.
As a matter of fact.
Turtles, parrots,
Well, that's true. It'd have to be 128. Don't even say that. Why do you
use the term loosely? Anyway. So
yeah, I don't know how that helps them. I guess, like you said, that's horrible.
It's terrible, and there's facial recognition has no place in a grocery store. In a retail, what is the point in retail? Period. I mean, I get that they want to gather all the marketing information they can. That is one motivator, but to use it to control surge pricing, no bueno. No bueno. Don't like.
No, terrible.
No. I'm not happy with that one. I don't like
Well,
it.
that's it's so unpredictable. And like you said, I think the reporter said that when you're on a budget and you have a certain amount of money for groceries, and this is about what you're expecting, if they surge price, that could really change, what their budget, what they're allowed, what, what people are planning on. With surge price, you're not planning on surge pricing. So,
right. That's why
from 1 week to the next week, Well,
I'm annoyed with
the airlines shouldn't be able to do that.
I agree
by
with
the
that.
way,
I was just going to go there.
Right. So how can we stop that? That is ridiculous.
That's your buddy, Mr. Budovich.
Seriously. Well, it's not Budovich. It's been that way ever since I've flown.
If anybody's going to fix it, it's his job. He's the guy.
Right now, but it's been that way for years.
I don't know. Has it? When did they start doing?
Well, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Ever since I've flown, you can't fly on the day. They up the price if you want to fly that day.
Right.
Well, that's surge pricing.
Right.
That's that's what it is. And on holidays and on, it's always been that way ever since I've flown, and it's wrong. And my husband just had to pay it. That's all.
Is he back? Is he back?
He's flying back today.
Okay. Well, we'll have a chat offline about that.
Probably should, yeah. Anyway, it's wrong, and how do we start that ball of wax?
It says they've started the surge pricing in the 1980s. Surge pricing, also known as dynamic
That's when I would have started flying. I would have started flying around the 80s. So
let me tell you, it says has been used in a number of industries since the 1980s. Hold on.
Okay.
Airlines. The airline industry was the first to widely use automated dynamic pricing in the 1980s, and then sports.
Dynamic pricing, don't you love it? That's such a fancy, sweet word.
It's a BS word for that.
It is. And I know. Can I tell you what else? Hotels.
Well, hold on. I'm going to tell you. Sports,
okay, but I was going to guess. But
okay. You can guess, but you won't guess these. The sports in San Francisco Giants. A software company pioneered dynamic pricing in sports with a pilot program in 2010. So does that mean if you're going to let's say an NFL game and tickets are selling quickly, and they'll up the price of the tickets.
Concerts.
Coca-Cola does surge pricing.
What?
In 1999.
Soda?
Listen, 1999, the CEO of Coca-Cola proposed a dynamic pricing model for vending machines that would increase the price of the drinks based on the temperature outside.
Oh, snap.
That is
shame on you, Coca-Cola.
Shame on you, Mr. Coke. That was proposed in 1999. Did they? I don't think
they didn't do it. That's too much technology.
Well, that's on
the machine.
It's a little too greedy in my book. Like,
what you think?
Yeah, I do. Surge price is the practice that involves raising prices when demand is high. It's commonly used by companies like Uber and Lyft for peak travel. That I get. I get the Uber and Lyft. There's only so many cars available. It's going to cost you a little bit more to get the car to you. I get that. I even get the airlines, quite frankly, but grocery stores? No, you know who else was doing it?
Not that much, Tammy. I can see them, like Scott paid almost $1,000 for his flight that day. You can't tell me. It doesn't cost them anymore to fly the plane. They're flying the plane, even seats and all that stuff.
No, right, yeah.
It doesn't. They're going anyway. They're going to Pittsburgh, let's say. So
how about Wendy's? Wendy's was doing dynamic
I heard about
pricing.
that. They got a lot of flack for that.
Yeah,
But why did they get flack when everybody else can do it?
Well, fast food is the same as groceries to me.
I know. I'm just saying it's kind of not fair that nobody gives a lot of flack to the hotels and the airlines and.
Well, the hotels do it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Hotels definitely do it.
DoorDash does it now. DoorDash is doing
they
it.
do it. So I went to we went to this Wildcat Ranch actually, and I was asking what was the price going to be in a month or so, and she said she couldn't tell me because the prices change just depending.
Yeah.
So that's like, but hotels do that, and then in Orange Beach, same thing.
Yeah.
She could not tell me in Orange Beach what the price is. Even approximately. Well, what approximately is the cost to stay here? So we know. Well, we can't know, and they change all the time.
So you'll just have to catch us on the right time. That's insane, though. I mean,
I know.
How are you supposed to pay? How are you supposed to know what you're paying for stuff? I mean, it's ridiculous. So I'm with you. We could do a whole thing on surge pricing.
I think we just did.
I think we did. We did just talk right through the break on that one. Hey, you know what time it is now? It's time for the historic song of the day. We should have music for a drum roll or something for that. All right, let's see what we got going on. On this day in music history, October 17th. Let me see here. What do I have left? I got 6 minutes-ish, 5. All right, let's see. On this day in history, October 1987, the Bee Gees became the only group to have a UK #1 single in each of 3 decades, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. When You Win Again, their song You Win Again went to #1 on the UK single charts. The Brothers' 5th and last #1 single was that song right there. Let's see. We also have in hold please. Let me find you another good one. Here, this is good. In 1973, the Rolling Stones performed 2 shows as part of their tour of the UK and Europe. Opening for the tour shows were Billy Preston and the American group Cracker. Remember Cracker?
Yeah.
The first band.
Was it Uncle Cracker or no?
Well, there is an Uncle Cracker, and then there's a group Cracker, I think.
I don't think I know the group Cracker.
Well, maybe Uncle Cracker's part of the. I don't know. I don't know enough about my.
Some kind of crack is going.
Yeah, I don't know enough about my crackers. I got to research
enough about your crack.
Got to research my crack. I don't know the Crackers. It's a group. That's all it says. Is a group. And they signed to Rolling Stones Records. So the Cracker signed to Rolling Stone Records. That's why they went out on tour with them. I didn't know there was a Rolling Stone record.
I didn't either.
You're there. Bobby Keys didn't show up for the concert, which resulted in him being banned by Mick Jagger from future Rolling Stones tours until 1989, with the occasional exception. According to legend, Bobby missed the gig due to him filling a hotel bathtub with Dom Perignon champagne and drinking most of it.
Oh my gosh!
I know, it's wacky.
Some of these people,
these wacky guys,
could feed a small country with what they waste.
Honestly, And then on October 17th, 1981. Christopher Cross started a 3-week run at #1 on the U.S. singles chart with Arthur's theme. Remember the movie Arthur?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I loved that movie back then.
I like that movie.
Dudley Moore made a cute little drunk, didn't he? The song is called. It's it's Arthur's theme. It's his second U.S. #1 song and #7 hit in the UK, and it's called "The Best That You Can Do." Here's a little bit of that for you now.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Once in your life, you find her, someone who turns your heart around, and next thing you know, you're closing down the town. Wake up and it's still with you, even though you left your way across town. Wondering to yourself, hey, what have I found? When you get caught between the moon and New York City,
what that meant.
I like this song.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. We only have a minute left. So the other thing I want to do with my minute here is I wanted to say happy birthday to Ziggy Marley. Happy birthday, Ziggy Marley. It's Ziggy's birthday today. And
gotta like the name Ziggy.
You gotta like the name Ziggy, dog or otherwise.
Yeah.
And we have Ziggy's song, True to Myself. Oh, no, we got a little girl talk. Never mind. We're not going to have a Ziggy song.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to play that.
No way. We're going to listen to a little girl talk, and we're on our way out. But we appreciate you listening. We're going to take a break here, do some news, do some words from our sponsors, and we'll come back.
Disguised as a shipment of watermelons was seized at the U.S.-Mexican border crossing into San Diego, U.S. Customs and Border Protection said. Methamphetamine valued at more than $5 million was found August 16th when the cargo aboard a tractor-trailer from Mexico was unloaded for a detailed inspection, the agency said in a statement. Among real watermelons, officers found 1,220 packages wrapped in paper colored to look like watermelon skins. The total weight of the packages amounted to 4,587 pounds or 2,080 kilograms. Wow, there's a lot to unwrap here, besides all the packs of meth. Can you imagine the conversation that went into the scheme hatching plan for this? What about the conversation someone sparked that finally had them search the truckload of watermelons? There's no way I'm going to believe that the Border Patrol found this truck the first time they tried this tomfoolery. I am praying that there were no forest preserve barbecue functions that are cutting into these magical slices of watermelon. My personal biggest question, why didn't they just hollow out some of the watermelons? I'm Darian Sims, and this is how I see it.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 3 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. In Batavia, residents are reminded to adhere to local regulations concerning the placement of lawn signs. The city strictly prohibits the positioning of any signs on parkways between the sidewalks and the streets, and on all city public properties, including near traffic signs and utility poles. The Naperville Police Department currently accepting applications for new officers. The application period remains open for the next couple of weeks, with testing scheduled to take place in mid-December for potential new officers with the Naperville Police Department. In a Kane County courtroom, Maricela Garcia has been found guilty of predatory criminal sexual assault of a child, along with charges of aggravated battery of a child and domestic battery. Garcia facing judgment for the incidents that occurred on May 7th and 8th of 2021 involving a sexual assault of a child under the age of 13. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Available now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes the backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended his case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety test as well as the breathalyzer tests. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcripts from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Big clash for number 22 Illinois football this Saturday. The 5-1 Illini are home against 4-2 Michigan. The Wolverines ranked number 24. Elsewhere, number 16 Indiana puts their 6-0 mark on the line at home against 5-1 Nebraska. Number 12 Notre Dame 5-1 visits 5-2 Georgia Tech. Tomorrow night 1-5 Purdue home against 6-0 Oregon. The Ducks ranked number 2. Bye week for the 4-2 Bears. Next up, a road game at Washington a week from this Sunday. Chicago 0-2 away from home this season. They're feeling confident riding a 3-game winning streak. The NFL has decided to change the game time. It'll be a 3:25 Central kickoff, switched from a noon Central start. On the ice tonight, the 1-2-1 Blackhawks played their first home game of the season. They take on the 0-1-2 San Jose Sharks.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Cash.
At the law offices of Guthrie & Brady, we are dedicated to providing high-quality legal services at affordable prices. Whether you're dealing with real estate transactions, foreclosures, or will and estates, our experienced team, including Mary Brady, the happy lawyer, is here to help. With over 50 years of experience, you can trust that our attorneys have the knowledge and expertise to handle your legal needs. Our comfortable and welcoming office, along with our professional staff, makes it easy for you to get the legal guidance you deserve. If you're looking for expert legal services you can rely on, contact the law offices of Guthrie & Brady today. Schedule a consultation and let us put our decades of experience to work for you. For more information, visit gandblegal.com. That's gandblegal.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I'm here with Nancy French, and we are here to talk. Did I hear? Was that Sonar that just talked to me on my ear?
Yeah, I'm back to drive the show.
Back.
Hey,
Welcome
Sonar,
back.
what's happening?
Welcome back.
Good stuff.
Good stuff is happening?
Hey, wait, before we go any further, let's see. Can you see this?
It's a piece of toast.
Yes, it was toasted perfectly on this side. I did it while we were chatting.
Okay,
and
okay.
Here's the other side.
No bueno.
No bueno. No good
Did you
for
have
toast.
that on like the bagel setting or something?
There is no bagel setting. It's either toast or air fry or bake or
And
it's like
did you take the basket
I
out?
changed the rack, and I'll show you how you know. I have.
Why is it
lines.
just one side?
I don't understand it, but
It's very inappropriate.
That's kind of my that's my review of this thing. Don't
Is that
toast
where like
it.
the heater element is? That's the only thing?
there's heater melons. And so this side that's up was the top side actually, and I think it was. Oh
How'd
God,
you
I'm
get
gonna
the
have to
grill
do.
marks on it?
I guess it'd have to be the bottom side, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do it again because I swear this was the top side. I'll have
Did
to
you
do
put
it
it
again.
in correctly?
Yeah, like
How hard is it?
the way the toaster
I don't know,
works,
Jamie.
like the way a traditional toaster works is it just has the heating elements on it, and the heating elements are close enough to the toast to cook it,
Yeah.
etc. Right? The way
Yeah.
a convection oven works is it heats the surrounding area. It heats the chamber, and that's how it cooks it. It's kind of
Okay.
like how a regular oven does, but instead of just having a heating element, it also adds that chamber into the side of it. So it may have only toasted based off of the heating element instead of the actual thing.
Well,
So
maybe I don't know.
Does it
Don't
have
toast in it.
Does it
That's
have
all
a
I can-
bake? Does it have a? It
It
has
does.
a bake.
It does.
So it has a bake, air fryer, toaster, and grill. Is that?
Yeah, you can grill on the top, and then there's other things on there, but I can't see them from
maybe
here.
it's one of those older time, like the older toasters you had to flip the toast in.
Yeah, no, this is brand new. This is what we reviewed. This the first hour is
Wait,
what
this is a 2000s toaster, a 2020 toaster.
This is a 1 month old toaster.
You're going
It's
back
not
in time now.
It's a toaster oven. I know. So I don't recommend it for the toast portion of it. I do recommend it for the air fry. It's great. I mean, it's fabulous for the air fry. And baking, heating up, defrosting, all that stuff. And then you can grill on the top. So I still recommend it. Go to Walmart now. It's $60. Do not buy it at, where was it? Kohl's for $179. But
Well, that's a
I just wanna-
deal. For
Such a
$80,
deal.
for $80, you get a great convention oven and a $20 toaster.
Right, you could do both. Well, it's $60, so you could go buy a $20 toaster.
Yeah.
Yes, you could do that. Hey, Sonar, maybe you know. Nancy was asking, do you know the difference between convection oven and an air fryer?
Yes. So not.
Yeah, I think the air fryer deals more with pressure versus the convection oven. I think
Pressure.
the convection the convection is essentially just heating the surrounded area.
Right.
So I think the fryer, either adds extra pressure to the system
To circulate more?
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's a higher temperature. You do oils and things,
Maybe.
I think, at a higher temperature than you would normally do a convection. But that's definitely some semantics that's in my wheelhouse. Now I have to know.
Okay.
Okay. Well, good. Check on
Good.
that, Sonar.
Good. You check that out. You let us know what you come up with, young man.
Because I was asking because my what are we calling these?
Toaster
oven. My toaster oven has a convection feature on it already, and when
crumbs all over my computer now.
when we used it, it swirled around all the oil. But Tammy was saying, "Well, don't put as much oil on
Well,
it."
don't put oil in.
But
You know,
can-
that's the whole point of an air fryer.
Right. I should try a piece of pizza in there because if on convection, it does the same as the air fryer, then we don't need an air fryer.
Right. We'll give it a whirl. And then, well, Sonar will tell you the difference at some point.
Because I have a basket,
So
I have a basket I can
there's a
put
few
stuff in.
different differences. The first off is the cooking method. Convection oven uses a fan to circulate the hot air
Right.
evenly to inside the oven, reducing cooking time compared to the just traditional oven that just kind of heats a box, like how the Easy Bake ovens used to do. You just got a hot light bulb in there. An air fryer works like a smaller convection oven, but focuses more intently on circulating hot air to create the crispy texture. So I guess it uses a convection oven uses a fan just to keep it hot. An air fryer uses a fan to force that hot air through your food. Convection ovens typically larger, suitable for cooking multiple dishes. Air fryer smaller, designed for quick meals. Cooking time. Air fryer heats up and cooks faster due to its compact size and more focused airflow, while a convection oven also quicker than a standard oven, but not as fast as the air fryer. And I guess that's what it is the air fryer wants to keep a forced air onto everything, while a convection oven just kind of spins at that temperature.
All right, then. Are you
Okay.
all right, then.
I
Nancy,
figure there's some sort of pressure or some sort of change within the system, but they're really similar. I've heard people that don't even deal with convection ovens. They're like, my air fryer can do all of that.
Right. Right. I mean, and there are people that have had convection ovens and never pushed the button. I don't even know
I've
what it
never
does.
pushed the button.
Are you a non-button pusher?
Oh no, I've had this for 3 years or 4 years.
Push
I've
the button,
never done
Nancy.
the
Push
so
it.
my oven has convection. I've never used that
Oh
ever.
my God! That's all I use.
Really?
It cuts down the time. I mean, it's a short.
But how do you know what it cuts it down to? The recipe, I guess.
Well, no, because the recipes are done for conventional ovens. But
So how do you know?
you just cut it down a little bit. You shave 5 or 10 minutes off of it, whatever it is. You check it, make sure it's whatever.
Meh.
All right.
I might try it again though
Okay.
with less oil.
Yes, and I expect to hear a full report when you're done. Okay, speaking of full reports, do you know what Nancy has been feverishly looking and researching? I know. It could be anything. Could be anything. Go ahead. Guesses.
It's probably science based.
Well, it's all about the critters. Nancy is going to chat with us about critters. What do you have for us, Miss Nancy?
Well, Tammy, I want you to guess what ooh, I almost said it.
Oh no.
What mammal lives the longest?
Turtles?
Well, I would have thought
That's not a mammal. That doesn't have any hair. Let's
turtles are up there,
but they're
no.
not mammals. They're reptiles.
Turtles. You know what they're saying? I put in animals. I put in animals, and they're giving me all kinds of things.
What animal lives the longest?
Is that what you're asking? Lobster?
Lobsters. Lobsters
No.
are immortal.
No sonar. Not
Until
according
you
to
eat
this.
them.
No,
Lobster didn't make the list. Wait,
well,
until you eat
it's
them.
probably up there, but so
Well, I guess lobsters
green-
aren't animals. I guess I don't know.
What are they?
Like crustaceans.
They're crustaceans.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
They're
I guess I would.
bugs, water bugs.
I don't know. Are
Yeah,
they?
I
I don't know where I'd put them. Yeah, I don't think I'd call them animals though. So yeah, what?
They're a crustacean.
Who's
Whatever that is.
Who lives the longest, Nancy?
Greenland sharks can live over 400 years.
Is that a fish?
400 a shark.
Shark, yeah.
400 years. And then a whale, the bowhead whale can live up to 200 years.
Wow.
And
Usually the big ones don't live so long, you know.
What?
The big things don't live that long. Usually the big dogs, the big dogs, the big horses.
Ocean creatures do. I did know that about whales. I knew whales lived a long, long time, and I know tortoises do too. The giant tortoises. Do you know the red? They're including red coral. I know it's living. It's a living, but I don't know. I think of that as a plant, don't you? Weird. Coral can live up to 500 years.
What do they classify coral as? Is it an animal?
Isn't that funny?
it
I
is-
never
it is an
would think
animal.
that.
It's a
Does it eat?
multi-celled animal that doesn't
Yeah.
really have
Multi-cell. Huh.
Kind of like because it mostly just like even then like most mollusks don't have brains either. They've got nerve endings, they've got reaction to things, but they don't have like a formed brain. Corals, coral grows like plants, but it is living tissue that's not plant based.
That's wild.
Yes.
All right. So now I want to switch it over. What do you think? And again, I put in animals, and it's a broad category. Let me just tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, what has the shortest lifespan?
Ooh. I could go so many ways with this. Short. A housefly. Is that an animal? I don't know.
I lost my thingy, but that's a good guess, Sonar, and that's up there in the list.
Shortest.
They
Let's see,
live 15 to 30 days. Houseflies.
They do. That's too long. How long do
I know
moths
it's
live?
too long.
How long do moths live? They're shorter.
Yes. Okay, moth. That's right. A moth lives for about a week.
Okay. What about?
So that's way up there. And a mosquito lives for 8 to 9 days. Mosquitoes are up there. And the poor butterfly, about 2 weeks. These are all bugs as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, they are.
A fruit fly, 30 days. Ew,
Dang.
too long.
That is too long.
And there's an insect called a midge. Bring back memories, Tammy?
It sure does. Does it have 1 foot?
An insect that lives for a few days as an adult.
What is it? A midge.
A midge. Is it, I don't know, some kind of an insect. Worker bee, poor thing, lives for about 5 weeks. Works his, heck off. And then.
What about an ant?
There's a little animal called a shrew. Do you know what a shrew type of an animal?
I've been called it before.
Have you? What do you think that is? It's a little animal.
A shrew would be like a little rodent-y looking thing, like a mousy kind of thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It lives only for 1 to 2 years.
Okay. Well, deer don't live that long either.
Brown bears live till they're 25.
Okay.
Approximately. That's something.
I think wasn't deer's like deer live like
a deer is
like 3 or 4 years. It's not very long. I think.
Okay. So yeah, that's the I just thought that was kind of interesting. Now, here's some weird facts about animals.
Okay.
Sloths are picky about pooping.
Yes, we have covered sloth pooping.
We've covered
sloth pooping, yes. But you can go over it again. Do tell.
It could take a week to digest a single leaf. Now that we didn't know.
That's a long time for a leaf, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Flamingos are born, I bet you might know this.
They are born white and they become pink after eating like shrimp and pink things.
Correctamundo.
Yeah.
Correctamundo. Yeah, correct. Gray and white.
And we've discussed this before, but they pee down their legs, just so you know. They pee down their leg.
Well, they're long.
Yeah, so they pee on themselves quite frequently. And that's, if you've ever been around a group of flamingos.
Smelly?
Oh, stinky. Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Did we talk about octopuses that have 3 hearts?
We did not.
I didn't think so.
Well, tell me about it.
That's about all I know about that.
Well, what about it? Why would an octopus need 3 hearts?
With 2 pumping blood to their gills and the 3rd pumping blood to the rest of their bodies.
Their gills need a lot of blood, it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess.
Interesting. So. Okay.
And now tell me, what animals do you think that cannot walk backwards?
Ooh.
Give me an animal that
can't walk backwards.
Right.
A cow.
No.
Cows can walk backwards? Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Backwards. Pigs can't look up. We know that.
Yeah, we know that.
Backwards. A drunk human? No, that's the alphabet.
Not animals.
Well, they are animals. Drunk humans.
Yeah, depending.
I give up. Who can't walk backwards?
Kangaroos.
Oh,
kangaroos cannot walk backwards.
Well, they don't walk.
I can see that because they hop. They'd have to hop backwards. Do you think bunnies can hop backwards?
Have I ever seen a bunny? They can step backwards, like they move their little paws and step, right? They don't always hop. Yeah. Okay.
True.
All right. Who else?
Okay. I'm trying to see. No, bunnies do not hop backwards.
All right.
So
nothing can hop backwards, I don't think. Yeah.
I can.
Oh, let's see.
I do have my workout clothes on, so I
you do. As a listener has noted for you, young lady.
I think mechanically things that are designed to hop can't hop backwards just because of the way that their legs are set up.
Yeah.
Like frogs jumping backwards or kangaroos.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about
I think
that.
mechanically they can't go that direction because
I would agree with that.
Designed for that.
All right. Elephants can recognize themselves in mirrors.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. I thought that was interesting.
They want to play with themselves.
That is so cute. Elephants are neat.
They are very cool. I used to love the elephants when I worked for the circus. That was my favorite part.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. They have.
That's cool. Did you ever get to ride an elephant?
No, I didn't.
They didn't let you.
No, they didn't hike me up there and go.
They didn't throw you up there and everything.
But they have hair and it's like coarse. Like if you ever petted it,
I've
pet an elephant?
Never petted an elephant.
They're cool. They're cool animals. I like them.
They are. All right. And do you know this? I bet you don't know this. Crabs. Some crabs have teeth inside their stomachs.
Gross.
That's disgusting, isn't it?
To chew up food after they eat it? Like they just swallow it whole and then chew it up in their tummy?
Sure, why not? I think that's a handy idea. You know, if it doesn't get broken down, past the lips and gums and teeth, right?
Right.
Then
they don't have. Well, they must not have acid in their stomach to digest it. So now they have another set of choppers in there to take care of it.
They probably don't have. That's a very, astute thought there.
Yeah, well, I'm full of astute things, young lady.
Do you know this? I didn't know this. Tigers have striped skin, not just their fur. What?
So if you shave a tiger, he'd still be striped?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah. Are there any birds that can fly backwards?
Well, you are big on the backward thing. I'd say no.
I know.
But,
There's one of them.
oh, he's got one. A penguin. No.
I didn't know any of them could, by the way.
What's a hummingbird can fly backwards?
Is that right?
Of course, Sonar gets that. I don't know, Sonar. You must just, I don't know. I
I
all
listen
this.
to a lot of talk radio where they give out facts.
Oh,
excellent.
That's a smart thing to do.
You are in the right spot, young man. What else? What else do
And
you
then
have?
starfish do not have brains. I wouldn't imagine they would.
Yeah, starfish are an interesting critter.
You know what you never see? You never see on the beach anymore. And why is this? You never see sand dollars. Do you ever see a sand
Yeah, when we were
dollar
kids, we used to see sand dollars all the time
Whole
in Florida.
ones.
Yeah, whole ones. Yeah.
Why do you think that? I think there's a lot of traffic. There's more traffic. They break them up.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if there's another reason.
Inflation.
You see, right. You see sand $half now.
It's surge pricing.
The value of our sand dollars have gone down.
That's right. That's right. Slugs have 4 noses.
Well, they need them.
I guess.
Slugs are ugly. Have you ever seen a slug?
Yes.
Yeah.
In one of our husband's college houses.
Bathrooms. Yeah, both in. By the way, both
in the
of our-
shower.
in both of our husbands' college.
Both of our husbands'
homes.
We've got a chat message here from Donna that says, Frenchie, I remembered. Are there any cleaning tips today?
Oh, she missed the cleaning tips.
Donna!
Tell Donna they were yesterday, man. You missed the clean. Wasn't that yesterday?
But she can look that up, can't she now?
She sure can, Sonar.
Tammy.
She can find those on the archive. Is that correct,
Yeah,
Sonar?
and she can go to youtube.com/@WRMN radio to actually see everybody's faces.
And look
boy,
up the
Donna,
archives.
you are so lucky.
And then wait, and she can also, can she not go to her favorite podcast place
Yep, you can
and
find
download?
the podcast there. Talk Time with Tammy. Should be able to put it in the search.
There you go. See, Donna, you've got options for cleaning issues. There you have it. Nancy's full of them. She's got lots of cleaning issues happening there.
Hey,
Today,
I don't have
though,
cleaning
Donna-
issues, okay?
Yeah, well,
I don't have-
issues.
I don't have cleaning ideas.
We can actually remove the word cleaning from that sentence and just leave it alone. Nancy
We could,
has
and
issues.
thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Pum. All right.
Ba-dum-pum.
So
okay,
we have more. We have about 4 minutes left to do any more animal stories that we've got.
Okay, this is also interesting. A polar bear's skin is black.
Is that right?
Yeah. Now, you wouldn't assume that at all.
No,
Never would assume
I guess
that.
I assume they're like a dog, that it's like pink underneath the fur, or like, medium
that?
color. What color is? Wait a minute. So, well, dogs are different too, though. So if you look at Daisy's skin, what
Yeah.
color is her skin under her
Pinkish.
fur? White,
Pinkish.
Pink. Yeah.
Pinkish, yeah.
Yeah, Finnegan. So I'm looking at darker dogs. I don't have any dark dogs. Just see, I think they're all about like that, though, aren't they? I mean, he's got a caller. Welcome to the program, caller.
Hello?
Hey there. Hi.
Hi, yeah, I want to tell you, polar bear skin, you say, is black, but their fur is clear.
Oh.
Also,
They're what?
platypus are poisonous.
Wait a minute.
Their
Go back, caller.
Their fur is
Their fur is clear?
Polar bear fur is clear.
It's hard.
Wow.
Wow, that's interesting. Polar bear, Nancy French, didn't you know that? Polar bear
I didn't know
fur
that.
is clear. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's why they pick up the light from the snow and then makes them white.
Oh my gosh.
Their fur is
That's-
hollow too.
Their fur is hollow and clear.
Yeah.
Hollow and clear.
And clear.
Well, it's got to be. It's got to be insulated.
Platypus is poisonous.
A platypus is don't eat a
Platypus is
platypus.
Poisonous. Well, they're cute.
Yeah.
You mean they're poisonous if they bite you or if you eat them? Why would you
they
eat
have a
platypus?
poisonous barb on their feet they fight with.
Wow.
Really?
Platypus?
So don't get in a fight
Yes.
with a platypus. That's what I hear.
Yeah, that
They're
wouldn't be
aggressive
good.
too.
They're what?
Just like a
They're
koala bear
aggressive.
is very defensive, so is a sloth. A sloth will
How do
kill
you know this? How do you know all these fun facts?
Animal expert.
All right.
Excellent. We like
All
animal
right.
experts.
Appreciate the call.
A sloth will slash out and defend itself and kill you.
A sloth?
Really? A sloth. See, they look
They'll
so
slash
harmless.
through your neck.
Oh, wow.
Really?
But
They're
are they slow moving? Like would the slash be in slow motion?
No.
Or
No. The slash is very fast.
oh man,
Really?
'Cause
Nobody had
they
ever-
move slowly, right?
Yeah, but you
That's
wouldn't
why
think a
if you ever
sloth.
see
would-
somebody approach a sloth, they'll grab them at the spine from behind, keeping their hands away from them.
Oh, very interesting. That's very interesting. Well, I
That is.
appreciate.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate the call. What's your name?
Lon Nordquist.
Ron. Thanks for calling in, Ron. We do appreciate those facts. Really, really fun. We
Yeah,
like
that was
it.
cool. Cool
Yep.
information.
Good show.
Really cool.
And thanks, Ron. We appreciate that. Hear that music?
Yep,
That means
bye-bye.
we got to run. We've got news at the bottom of the hour and some more words from our sponsors. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. The Kane County Board approving a new economic development strategy plan to transform its economic future. The strategy includes launching the county's inaugural Economic Development Corporation, a public-private partnership targeting county-wide economic coordination. Rich Croman, a dedicated volunteer from the Kane County Office of Emergency Management and a FEMA reservist, has been deployed to North Carolina to aid in relief efforts following Hurricane Helene. With 14 years of experience, Croman is currently involved in Asheville, North Carolina, providing vital search and rescue operations and medical support at local shelters. The Elgin Police Department gearing up for an unforgettable Halloween event scheduled for October 22nd at the police station from 5 to 7 p.m. The celebration promising a self-guided continuous trick-or-treat tour with no need for tickets or registration. Contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The LA Dodgers took a 2-1 series lead in the National League Championship Series with an 8-0 win over the Mets at Citi Field on Wednesday. The Dodgers out-hit the Mets 10-4. Shohei Ohtani hit a 3-run homer. Kike Hernandez ripped a 2-run shot. Max Muncy also went deep. Game 4 is tonight in Queens. Rookie Yoshi Yamamoto starts for Los Angeles. Veteran lefty Jose Quintana gets the nod for the the Mets. The American League Championship Series shifts to Cleveland this afternoon. The Yankees with a 2-0 series lead. Matthew Boyd starts for Cleveland. Clark Schmidt gets the start for the Yankees. Thursday Night Football, the 2-4 Saints host the 3-3 Broncos. Denver defensive back Pat Surtain is out with a concussion. He's played 40 consecutive games.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Welcome back. This is Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. We are here today talking to you live from, I am actually in Nashville, live from Nashville. Nancy is live from Dallas, Texas. And of course, you are where you are. Could be anywhere, really. You could be anywhere listening to us.
Could be anywhere in the United States and I don't know.
And beyond.
Can you
Infinity
be
and beyond.
abroad?
Yeah.
Or?
Speaking of beyond, did you see that the life on, is it Mars they were just on? I believe it was Mars. And they were had photos of it. And like this was like last couple of days that they were that I want to say it was
life
Mars.
On Mars.
Well, they think there could be that there might be life out there somewhere, and I believe it was Mars. Maybe I've got the wrong planet.
Wow.
There's a moon on Jupiter.
It was a moon on Jupiter that that there was water.
Yeah, I believe it's Titan. Titan is the whole top of Titan is covered in thick ice. And they believe that as you go deeper under the ice, it just is water. And with the temperature and water, usually for most scientists, water means life.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's
this
fabulous.
is a moon, one of the moons in Jupiter.
Yeah, they're sending a probe out there. It takes a while to get out there. I think it's going to be like 2030 or so when it finally gets to scan that. I mean, even in like 2001, A Space Odyssey, I think it still took 7 years to get to Jupiter, even from that side of it. So it does take a while to get there. And then what's going to happen is once the probe gets there, it will scan the planet, and we'll start to see some of those scans come back.
That's pretty amazing.
If we're still here.
Well, I know.
It takes a minute.
Well, I hope to be in 2030.
Well, who knows? Anyway, so hey, you know what else Sonar has for us right now? It's News Nation time. We should have News Nation music of some sort or something. They don't have any music on their news program, I don't believe.
Here, I'll use
that's
apolitical talk shows music.
Yeah, okay, that'll get us to the News Nation clip. Hey, who do you have on today, Sonar? Anybody we want to talk about, or what are you talking about today?
Oh, yeah, I've got Kelly Meyer that's coming on, and she's going to talk at the 5:30 half-hour side, so the last half hour of the show. She is going to talk about Kamala Harris being on Fox News with Brett Baer. We're going to break
right.
down that
That's
interview and see what lies ahead for the campaign.
Ooh, sounds
Okay.
good. That sounds like a good one. Tune in for that at
Yeah,
5:30.
that'll be good.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good to know. Now, do you have a News Nation clip available for us to chat about? All right.
I actually have two grocery store ones that fall in together. So let's start with what's in the grocery store. Kellogg's promised to remove artificial dyes from its breakfast cereals nearly a decade ago, but they still remain in U.S. versions of the foods. News Nation's Anna Koyman reports the dyes are linked to behavioral and other medical issues in children.
Now, these food activists that we talk to, they're not saying that now all of a sudden the cereals in Europe and Canada and Australia are healthy because they're lacking the food dyes that we have here in the United States. But they say, look, it's a step in the right direction for getting our children to stop eating such ultra-processed foods.
Petitions containing more than 400,000 signatures calling for the removal of the dyes were delivered by protesters to Kellogg's on Wednesday. The company says their cereals all comply with U.S. food regulations.
I have a bit to say
I'm sure
about
they
that.
do. We were actually going to talk about this all by itself. I mean, this is a big one because
It is a big one.
it is. I mean, who eats cereal? Kids.
Everybody.
Well, but mostly kids.
But
I mean,
mostly kids.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a staple in most kids. Well, it used to be. I don't know if it is anymore. But and what do we know that these dyes do? I mean, what facts do we know that these dyes do to kids?
Well, we do know that they are banned in other countries.
Right.
Certain, as I think red dye is banned, and maybe blue too. But what the USDA, they say that it's safe, but they have not tested neurological effects. They've only tested physical effects. Well, you know what? We're composed of a neurological body, in our brains as well as our bodies. So it kind of all matters because we go together, right? So I don't know why in the world that they would stop at just the physical aspects. Well, I do have a thought.
I was just going to say,
I
come
do.
now, Nancy, you know
I
why.
do.
Yeah.
I know. But hundreds of people were gathered outside Kellogg's headquarters in Michigan on Tuesday, calling for the company to hold up its promise to remove artificial dyes in the U.S. And yeah, they've successfully done it. I believe they've used like blueberry juice, cherry juice, to get those colors. I mean, that's just what a great idea. Come on, people. Especially now, I don't know how in the world Kellogg's couldn't get out of this, because it doesn't matter what, that they say, well, that's a recommended safe. Okay, is that good for your company? Is that good for kids because it's not terrible? Does that mean it's good? It doesn't.
To be fair, Nancy, there are still laws on the books to not send children out into the mines. So if a company was benevolent enough to not to do something, there's still laws on the books to not send children into mines. So
into the mines
what
again.
What really
and
got
when
me was their cereals all comply with U.S. food regulations.
Right.
So,
right.
Oh, no, it's not our fault that our food's crappy. Talk to your congressman about it.
Right, it's where it should be. It's in compliance. Well, then there's a problem with our compliance terms because
there is, right.
There is, and this is just one thing. There's a handful of them out there. Things that are banned in other countries that we allow that are bad for you that we shouldn't allow, and we allow it so that the corporations can keep making money, and that's not a good thing, I mean, in my mind, that's not a good. It might be good for the company, but it isn't good for us.
Well, and now that Kellogg's made it political with their "we comply with U.S. food regulations," they now have the Chevron deference decision by the Supreme Court here recently that attacks directly EPA and FDA, saying that they're not allowed to use their experts to make these decisions anymore. all of these decisions on is your food good, is your water clean, is whatever regulation is out there now all has to be adjudicated. So it has to be a judge that decides if red dye number 4 is allowed in your food, not a doctor.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Sonar, doesn't it?
Well, hey, look,
Just,
I didn't
you
vote
know.
for the Supreme Court.
Nor did I. Nor did any of us.
Hey, that's
actually.
another show. Let's do it after. Let's do that show next.
I'll get on your show, Sonar. The protests come in the wake of a new California law known as the California School and Food Safety Act, and it bans potentially harmful dyes, including blue dye number 2 and green dye number 3. So in California, they're banned.
Green dye number 3 is banned?
Correct. Aren't you sad?
That's my favorite.
Is that your favorite?
Was my
It's
favorite
tasty.
dye. Yeah,
I know it's tasty. It's tasty, but you know, California kind of takes the lead on some of that stuff. Like it's funny because I'll buy, I'll buy products. You know, like I bought a table and chairs, and oddly enough, I pick it up and in the bottom of it says not able to sell in California
because it has lead in it, probably.
Yeah,
They
it
have
has
a very
something in it.
strict
You
lead.
know.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but in Texas we can have these chairs.
Oh yeah, it's totally safe in Texas.
It's totally
in California,
safe in Texas. It
it's
just
radioactive.
depends on what state you're
yeah,
in.
Right. Now, and they have a very strict lead compliance with their products, and so if a product has lead in it, they have to label it on the shelf that you're picking it up from that says this product contains percentage of lead or whatever. So they definitely have way more consumer laws than Illinois. I know that having had lived in both states. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And my sister, they're so you know, and there are still thousands of chemicals allowed for use in our country's commercial food system. So you know. Like another one that was reevaluated was red dye number 4,
right.
40. I remember that.
Well, and
that
I'm
was
a
from the
little
early
sad
70s.
to hear the blue dyes getting the bad rap too, because you know how I like my blue food. So
yeah, you do. Remember when you had the blue food dinner
party? I had
everything had to be blue. That was healthy, wasn't it?
Hey, listen, there was nothing wrong on that dinner table. Well, okay, let's think. We had blue mashed potatoes. And they were blue from food coloring. So if that blue dye was banned, perhaps that was wrong. I had chicken cordon bleu, didn't I? What I have? I can't remember.
Yeah, you had chicken cordon bleu. We also dyed noodles blue, I thought.
It was mashed potatoes.
Was it mashed potatoes? That's
mashed
really
potatoes.
gross thought.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Oh. Yeah.
We had blue cocktails. I don't know. I just
we have blue cocktails.
Eating blue food because you don't really see blue food out there. I'm just saying.
Well, there's a reason for that. Now, for our listeners, there are food dyes that are made from more natural ingredients. I think, I don't know if it's Whole Foods that has the food dye, but the Yucca app will help you.
We've gone over the Yucca app.
I know we have. We can never go over too much, I feel.
Well, I know you feel that way.
I know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes, the Yucca app, lists blue food is unhealthy?
I just think that food dye, let's see.
Well, food dye, it's food dye in general, unless it's made out, like you said, something natural that changes the color. But artificial dye is a no-no, obviously. You don't want that.
There's one called Color Garden, and it does not have any. Oh, it does have 2 additives with limited risk. That's not bad, guys. So there are dyes out there that are that are not bad. So.
All right. Okay. Well, here's what we're gonna do. No, wait. Let's see. Sonar, did you have another news station? You said you had 2 grocery store ones.
Yeah, I've got another one about Kroger if you'd like it.
You want to do that, and we'll blow through the break. We could do that. All right, let's do it.
A plan by Kroger grocery stores to use facial recognition technology to target customers with ads and coupons is getting some pushback. News Nation Kelsey Kernstein reports Michigan Congresswoman Rashid Tlaib says it could lead to a surge in discriminatory pricing.
She is accusing Kroger of using facial recognition technology to price gouge. However, Kroger, on the other hand, is saying they're using digital shelving labels to lower the prices of goods and not to price gouge. They're also saying this grocery store chain also adding that facial recognition will allow it to promote personalized offerings while also improving safety. But the Democratic Michigan Congresswoman saying she's concerned that their facial recognition could be used to discriminate, going on to say it shouldn't be used in grocery stores.
Kroger's essentially saying that, oh, no, we'll lower the prices because of this. Okay, well, what happens after you lower them? What are you going to do after that? Raise them up? They don't stay lower for the entire time. So they are using this facial recognition, and Kroger itself says that they're using it for targeted ads. So if you reach for something or pick up a product, that they will actually facial recognition based off of what else you have out there in the internet, and possibly you might see some things come up in the app or on your phone.
Wow, I know. Matt played this one for us earlier, so we did talk about it a little bit earlier today. But the question I have is, do we know when we walk into an establishment, because I believe that was part of when they came out with the facial recognition software as a general use thing, they have to notify people when they walk in that they're being...
You're on camera?
It'll probably be another sign like CCTV.
Well, are they using it now?
Oh, yeah, all over the place. The government, the NSA, a whole bunch of people are using facial recognition. You use facial recognition to log into your phone.
Right. But in a store, in a public place, I thought there was a big problem with using it without notifying the public that it's being used on them.
I don't know. Let me call up Snowden real quick, and we'll see if we can figure it out.
Yeah. We'll be here. We'll be here waiting for your response, young man. I don't know. Whatever. Facial. I don't think facial we talked about this earlier today. The facial recognition doesn't belong in a grocery store.
What do you guys think about the dynamic pricing
surging.
or the surge pricing that they're trying to push?
No, I think it's a no bueno, and it should not be used in grocery stores for that's like saying for heat. You need it more in the wintertime, so I'm going to charge you more in the winter. It's a basic need. You need food. You can't do that. You can't.
But Tammy, they say they're going to lower the prices.
They're full of hula water. They're not.
Don't you trust the large corporations?
They're not going to lower
to make the right decision rather than the one that makes them more money. Come on, Tam.
They're not going to lower the prices, and like Sonar just said, and then they're going to raise them. And you might lower them, and then you're going to raise them.
They'll lower it to appease. And just enough, like sales, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's a sale on blah, blah. But then like Sonar said, they'll lower and then high. And then if you do the trajectory, it's probably going to be more high.
I think the basic needs should not be messed with like that. You can't.
I agree.
It's like saying, you're using too much water. I'm going to charge you more for the water. Like, it's summertime.
You like water, we're charging you more.
Right. If you like water. Yeah, we looked up a few companies that are doing surge pricing right now.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola was looking at doing it in 1999 for vending machines. If it's hot outside, they'll charge you more.
Isn't that terrible? That is so terrible.
That's greed. That's what that is.
Oh my gosh, that's blatant
wait.
greed.
It's greed if it's raining outside and I double the price of my umbrellas? That's supply and demand. That's basic capitalism, though.
That's greed.
That's greed, Sonar.
Capitalism is that you can sell them.
It's bad.
Greed is that you can upcharge when people need it the most.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Looking at you, Kroger.
Looking at you, Kroger.
Back at you, Mr. Kroger.
Shame on you, Krogy.
Shame on you, Krogy. Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Yeah, it was the same thing when Wendy's announced it too. When they announced the dynamic pricing, right?
Yeah, dynamic.
So
Don't you love?
You guys get all the best deals at lunchtime.
Yeah, that's a bunch of hula water, man. I mean, how could they do that? You know, I mean, it's just with a clear conscience and sleep at night. I'm just saying.
Yeah, now wait until you're at the grocery store and the grocery store hits that perfect algorithm of 11 people being in the aisle, and all of a sudden all of your prices go up by 3 cents because there's more people in that aisle.
Right. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's craziness.
Hey, I have an idea. Let's
can't
do
base
the
a
reverse.
budget on things
Let's
like
do a little dynamic surge pricing on when I'm standing in line at the stupid grocery store and there's 20 million people ahead of me and there's not enough checkers. They don't have enough out. What do we have? Do we have like facial technology to tell them to put more checkers so we can get out of there faster? Let's use it for that. You
See,
follow
with the
me?
self-checkout, I always give myself $10 off everything because I said, well, I'm self-checking myself. And
But you need your labor
You know what I really
costs,
should
yeah.
do is $5.25 or $7.25 to make sure that I at least make minimum wage.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
give myself that discount of $7.25.
Well,
for
it depends
bagging
on how
my
long
own
it
groceries.
takes you to bag. I mean, you could take your time and take, the entire hour. To
minimum
bag.
an
Yeah.
hour.
At least.
Nobody pays for quarter hours anymore.
No, no, you don't get that. So, I mean, maybe they use that. To me, that we're not there. You're not using it for anything good for me. I don't care what you say, Kroger. You're not doing it for my benefit. You're doing it for your benefit.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, guess what time it is? Go ahead, guess.
15:40.
No
54.
bad dad jokes.
Did you know?
Oh yeah, did you know? Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Did you know that a cat's urine glows under a black light? Yeah, probably knew that.
I'm not sure I knew that. I know some things that go under light, but
Right.
I didn't know about
right,
the cat's urine.
Right. And did you know white cats with blue eyes are usually deaf?
Wow.
I know.
I didn't know that, Tammy.
I'm keeping with the critter theme.
You are keeping with the critter theme.
Mm-hmm. White cats with blue eyes are usually deaf. The other thing I heard, it's not in this little fun fact, but hey, and maybe Ron, the animal guy, can help us with this. 2 different colored eyes.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah, cancer. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that cats have peripheral vision of 285 degrees?
I'm sure they do. They're amazing.
285 degrees. So think about it. No wonder why she can see the dog coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Domestic cats, did you know domestic cats dislike citrus scents? That's
I
good to know.
think I did know that.
Yeah, I could squirt like lemon or lime or something to keep them off of things, I guess, if you need to.
I have something.
What do you have?
Did you know that cats have no collarbone, which is the reason they are so flexible?
Oh, they can slip through anything.
They can slip through anything.
Yeah. No, I did not know they did not have a collarbone. But did you know that cats can jump up to 7 times their tail length?
Their tail length. That's funny.
7 times the length of their tail. So their tail's what, a foot long?
Didn't know that.
What else you got?
Don't
Let's
cut the
see.
tail.
Did you know that?
Don't.
Right. Did you know that feline jaws cannot move sideways like this?
Like, oh, no, I did not know that.
I bet dogs can't either because, they chew up and down.
Well, this is an odd one. It's not with the cat thing, but let's see. Oh, did you know the wheelbarrow was invented in China?
I did know that.
You did?
Yes.
That's shocking.
Well, that's when I was looking up. Did you know?
Did you know that tree hugging is forbidden in China?
Yes, I knew that too.
You did?
I think you've done these too.
Well, they're all mixed together,
I know.
That all of the clocks, I think we did talk about this,
Yeah,
that
you
all
did
of the clocks in Pulp Fiction are fixed at the time 4:20.
Yeah. But I forgot why, though.
Just because it was a fun thing for the director to do, I guess.
Okay. Do you know what kind of a dog Snoopy is in the Peanuts comic strip?
He's a beagle.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Snoopy's a beagle.
That tree hugging incident was in 2012, and it was mostly about protesting. They don't have a law on the books about.
So is this a false? Did you know at didyouknow.com?
Some of these that you're giving me, my fact checker isn't liking it too much.
Say it again. Your fact checker isn't
I
like.
wrote an AI this week that fact checks our stuff to make sure that we're kosher. And cats can jump by their 7 times their tail length. They said that's a 6 out of 10.
Oh,
said it's, 5 to 6 times their body.
Are you checking up on us, Mr. Sonar?
You know what? I gotta keep us kosher. I gotta keep us there, ready to go.
I guess so. I
appreciate the fact checking all around.
Yeah. Well, see, like I said, I don't have the facts. I spew the fact. I don't have the backup.
Yeah, I have one more.
What do you got?
A dog's sense of smell is 1,000 times greater than a human.
I believe
do you think,
that.
Sonar?
I believe
that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Let me know. Well,
it's crazy. You got to watch it. Got to watch it all. He's going to check everything. We've got happy little music playing. That means it is time for us to run. We are going to go. Have a happy Thursday, the rest of your Thursday. Thanks for listening. Make good decisions.
Got you out and make good decisions. Thank you. Bye. Have a good weekend. I don't know off the top of my head right now.
Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 4 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. Rich Croman, a dedicated volunteer from the Kane County Office of Emergency Management and a FEMA reservist, has been deployed to North Carolina to aid in relief efforts following Hurricane Helene. With 14 years of experience, Croman is currently involved in Asheville, North Carolina, providing vital search and rescue operations and medical support at local shelters. The Elgin Police Department gearing up for an unforgettable Halloween event scheduled for October 22nd at the police station from 5 to 7 p.m. The celebration promising a self-guided continuous trick-or-treat tour with no need for tickets or registration. Contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. The Kane County Board approving a new economic development strategy plan to transform its economic future. The strategy includes launching the county's inaugural Economic Development Corporation, a public-private partnership targeting county-wide economic coordination. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Wake up, Fox River Valley. WRMN AM 1410 is shaking things up with a brand new weekday lineup that'll keep you informed, entertained, and engaged. I'm Marky B, WRMN Program Director and host of The First Shift, inviting you to start your day with The First Shift from 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Larry Jones, Jakes, myself, and the entire First Shift team bring you the latest local news, entertainment, and, my favorite, more to kick off your morning. Then it's out to lunch with Matt McNeil from 10 until 1 p.m. Tune in for your midday fix of news, interviews, community happenings, and of course, the legendary WRMN Tradio Show. In the afternoon, join us for Fox Valley Afternoons from 2 until 6 p.m. Tammy and friends will chat lifestyle from 2 to 4, while Sonar and his crew dive into politics and news from 4 until 6. Plus, get to know the movers and shakers of the Fox River Valley with exclusive interviews, too. Don't miss out on our new local lineup that's tailor-made for you. WRMN AM 1410, the talk of the town. Tune in and turn it up.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Bye week for the 4-2 Bears. Next up, a road game at Washington a week from this Sunday. Chicago 0-2 away from home this season. They're feeling confident riding a 3-game winning streak. The NFL has decided to change the game time. It'll be a 3:25 Central kickoff, switched from a noon Central start. On the ice tonight, the 1-2-1 Blackhawks play their first home game of the season. They take on the 0-1-2 San Jose Sharks. Big clash for number 22 Illinois football this Saturday. The 5-1 Illini are home against 4-2 Michigan. The Wolverines ranked number 24. Elsewhere, number 16 Indiana puts their 6-0 mark on the line at home against 5-1 Nebraska. Number 12 Notre Dame 5-1 visits 5-2 Georgia Tech. Tomorrow night 1-5 Purdue home against 6-0 Oregon. The Ducks ranked number 2.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
How many times have you heard about or driven past the Volo Auto Museum and still haven't checked it out? They have over 200,000 square feet of heated showrooms filled with countless collections of the most amazing mechanical marvels in the world. From incredible collector cars, movie cars, trains, boats, and planes, to a Disney gallery, dinosaurs, vintage arcades, kiddie rides, and a medieval torture exhibit, plus the Titanic Museum. They're open every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit volofun.com.
My fellow Kane Countyans, I am Anthony Catella, the Republican candidate for Circuit Clerk. This election is important for Kane County as well as our country. Independent, libertarian, and all voters can make a big difference by voting for the right candidate regardless of party. I am a good, decent, honest, patriotic American called to public service. I ask you to vote for me as your next Circuit Clerk of Courts for Kane County, Illinois. Thank you, God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Talk show right here on WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 AM, and of course, WRMN.com. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'll be taking you through the next 2 hours right here live from Studio 14. I don't have my normal executive producer on with me today,
So I will be driving the ones and twos myself, turning on all of the microphones and everything else like that. So please bear with me. This is a political talk show where we try to open up I guess the show and the conversation. We try to open it up to everybody who is on the political spectrum. And whether you are a first-time voter or you are somebody who's in that, maybe even just in a civics class or something that really doesn't know too much about politics, and we're starting to just get your foot into it, all the way up to seasoned veterans of voting and people that have been part of the political pundency for however long, or card-carrying members of the political parties. So we try to fit in all of the spectrums, both red and blue and green and yellow and all the other colors that you have for there, but also for what education level that you've got as well. We don't need to speak over you. I don't need to talk down to you, but I also don't need to talk to you like you're an idiot. You're not an idiot. You're a functioning person. Congratulations. Thanks for being a functioning person. So what we try to do here is make sure that all us functioning people are, intelligently contributing to society the way that it should be, of all of us being the constituents that then vote for our leaders. So how do we know which leaders to vote for? How do we know what legislation is being passed if nobody is publicly putting it out there? So that's what we try to do here, is we break it down from a factual standpoint in as balanced way as we possibly can, from the perspective of the American citizen. So a lot of people say, oh, well, balanced. Okay, well, you're going to talk nice about this person and talk nice about that person, and we're all happy. Well, a lot of times the politicians in which we vote and get elected don't usually have our best interests in mind. So whether that is red or blue or otherwise, if you turn around and you start making fun of, or you start pointing at the flaws of certain politicians, everybody turns around and says, well, you're biased towards that group that's over there. Well, most of us as Americans are actually independent. The majority of Americans identify as independent. Don't identify as the left, right, liberal, conservative, red, blue, what have you. So why should all of our political discussions and our political news and the people that are supposed to keep us informed, why should every single one of them pick a camp? What happened to the times where we could all have a conversation about policies, not about personality? Now, by all means, yes, you want your leaders to have the correct personality of integrity and just leadership traits that are just in general anyway. But at the end of the day, what leader are you going to follow that doesn't have a plan? So that's where you look at policies. And here on A Political Talk Show, we like to do comparisons of policies or comparisons of candidates, because we don't necessarily need to sit here and throw mud at each other. What we need to do is get the information out for the public so that the public is most informed on their choices and the things that are happening in the world, right? There's no nefarious agenda. There's nobody going, oh, I got to make sure this person gets elected and that person gets. The only skin in the game that I have, and most of the people here that contribute to A Political Talk Show, the skin in the game is to have a functioning government. The skin in the game is to actually have representation in our government. Not necessarily my candidate, my party, my color needs to win. It mostly needs to be the American people. Are the American people winning? And that's really where we try to land our argument, instead of this left, right. For the longest time that I've been able to vote, it's always been don't vote for that guy. Is the way it's always been. It's never, hey, my policy is better than yours. It's always that guy's here to destroy democracy. That if you vote for that guy, this thing and that thing and these other bad things are all going to happen. It's never, here's what I want to do. Here's the positive direction I want to move to. Here's how I will continue to make America great. Now, we turn around and say, okay, well, America isn't what we want it to be. America isn't where we want to be, as in like the culture or the laws or the whatever else. But to say that America isn't great, it kind of, I can't believe that there are even presidential candidates that could even say that without being just ridiculed. Now, I'm not going to say America is the best either, but American exceptionalism is a concept that we Americans have because we have a pretty awesome setup compared to the entire world. Every single country, every single continent, every single thing that goes on. Our rules and our laws and our constitution and our setup and makeup of our country is actually pretty great. And to have anybody else say that we're not great, we're losing things, and this isn't, like, by all means, yes, we're not at the America that everybody wants. I don't think there's too many of us out there that are going, okay, cool, we're done. We fixed America. America's done. We don't need to change any more laws. We don't need to change any more things. It's the best and the perfect and the 100% thing in the entire world. You're always going to find something. It's what you want in your constituents anyway, is you don't want them to think that you're perfect because you can't. It's back to even ancient Greece with Aristotle. You cannot teach a man that knows everything. You cannot fix something that's perfect. And I'm not going to say America's perfect. I want America to strive for perfection. I want us to have that unachievable goal as our horizon that we can never cross. But that should be at least the direction we're walking towards. And when anybody can turn around and say, well, America, you know what, America's not great. Or it's not great now, it was great back then, and we need to make it better as it goes. To say, fine, okay, America's not as good maybe as you had it before, but to flat out say that it's not great, I'm not a fan of saying that. America's so great that today on Legislative Thursday, that's right, Apolitical Talk Show's got themed days. I don't have any themed music, but we've got themed days. Thursdays, we hit legislation. Friday, tomorrow on Free Speech Friday, we've got Jeff Michaels coming right back in. We had a wonderful discussion with him a couple weeks ago, and he stayed on for the entire Free Speech Friday, which I think it was an amazing conversation with each other. We talked about the potential for a tie. We talked about the divisiveness of the two camps. Like, I look forward to another great discussion tomorrow with him on that Free Speech Friday. Going to be amazing. He starts his show this Saturday at, I believe, 1 o'clock is the time that he starts. Yeah, because it's 1 o'clock that he's pumping on from there. So it's going to be a good time. We're going to make sure that we keep it fair and balanced like we normally do. And to keep it that way, to keep it balanced, we want to make sure we get as many voices in there as possible. And that's kind of how, like, just the generality of America and our discord in any way is because we're able to have so many voices that come in. We're able to do that. So to continue with the promotions, at 5:30 today, we'll have Kelly Meyer actually talking about Brett Baer's interview with Kamala Harris. If you haven't watched it, really great. Maybe 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, something like that. They obviously ran a little long towards the end of it. Bear's like, hey, like they're giving me the hard rap now, which I know there's a producer out there just breaking their arm off, spinning their hand around saying, wrap it up, wrap it up. So I think it was kind of what we expected. It was going to be hard-hitting questions. It was definitely going to be about the border. It was definitely going to be about the flip-flopping from 5 years ago. And it was definitely going to be about the sound bites of, well, I can't think of anything I'd do different. So we knew that those things were all going to happen. What I didn't expect was the unfettered just dismissal of Biden's condition. Now, we all saw it. We all saw it to the point where Biden dropped out after the debate. But to have Harris turn around and say that this guy's on top, he's the best, he's what's going on, it's like, okay, then why did he drop out and you're in now? If that's what you believe, is you still believe he runs circles around everybody, he's the greatest, et cetera, why didn't you push more to keep him in? See, and this is where a lot of people have reports that if I think it's the Washington Post, if you want to fact check me on it, but there's been reports that every time Harris says something any kind of way disparaging towards Biden, Dr. Jill and Biden just go crazy on her of just like, no, this is his legacy. This is what he's putting. Well, I'll tell you, his legacy is more wars. His legacy were the wars that he voted for when the other presidents put those in there. So that's the legacy. So if you want President Biden to have a legacy like Jimmy Carter, maybe he should build some houses. But that's what they're trying to do, is make Biden have this 50-year-long legacy of serving the American people. Well, look at where we are, man. And you were at the helm for a lot of this, especially the never, ever ending war. My goodness, how much more war do we need? Sure, Lockheed Martin is having a great time. We're ramping up the military-industrial complex. We're getting factories fired up to create bombs. But it's why? What, you're telling me we can't find another industry to pour hundreds of billions of dollars into that would make America slightly stronger? As in either an economy or as a healthy society or any of these things. You're telling me that the only way for the American people to get better and have more money injected into the economy is by giving it to a foreign company with the obligation that they have to buy our weapons with the money that they gave them. That's the decision. That's what everybody came to. So when she turns around and says, I won't do anything different from Biden, strike one automatically. Like, come on, lady. Like, what's the difference? Oh, I'm not Joe Biden. I'm not Donald Trump. Okay, we understand that. But what's the difference? What's the side of it? Well, I'll put a Republican on the. Okay, congratulations. You're doing what almost every single one did except for Joe Biden. So, okay, you're going back to just generic Democratic principles for things. It's just, for me to continuously see this facade of how Biden is the sharpest thing in the drawer, but I'm the guy who's running, or I'm the lady who's running, it's two conflicting ideas. And that was something the whole entire time, I think it was a good 5 minutes that she went off on this. And it was just cringy to hear. Oh, no, he moved from from the Oval Office over into the Situation Room, and oh my goodness, he never misses a step. It's like, look, lady, we all saw him. We saw him to the point where he dropped out. So I'm just now. It's not gonna necessarily change what I've got going on, because, like I said, most of my voting career has been don't vote for that guy, and I guess it's gonna have to continue until we can get some quality candidates that come in. It's always going to be the lesser of two evils. You're always going to have to choose one of them. So joining us later on in the show, I see you there, caller. I'll bring you in here in just a little bit. But later on in the show, we're going to have Kelly Meyer on, and she's going to talk from the News Nation balance perspective of what this means for the Harris campaign. Was it a win for her? Did she kind of just fall over, et cetera, et cetera? But like I was teasing at the beginning, this is Legislative Thursday, and we're going to go down some legislation. We're going to read some things. Since it is close to Halloween and we've got Nightmare on Chicago happening, I decided for Legislation Thursday was to bring up laws that are based on superstition. And now you think, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's pretty, well, this is nonsensical things that are still written as laws. And so I'll cut to the chase a little bit, because what I plan on doing with these 10 different laws from different states that do everything from dyeing ducks blue to cats wearing bells and haunted house advertisements, all of these different things are based off of superstitions, not tangible facts, not, hey, this is science and what we've discovered, or, hey, this is a cultural phenomenon and these are the things that we back up with that cultural phenomenon. Here's the data behind it. Or, hey, here's a common sensual idea. All of these ideas are based off of superstitions. And my point to this is the whole reason of why we have that wonderful, beautiful First Amendment about how Congress shall make no laws for or against any religion. And so I get that it's kind of boiling down a religion into superstitions or what have you. And I absolutely get the offensive idea of this. But let's follow this logically. From let's take it from a secular type of position, because the separation of church and state almost demands us to do that, is to take it from what if I wasn't this religion, or what if I didn't believe these things, would it still fall within the laws of the land in our republic that we've got here? And if you want to go into republic versus democracy, we've got all of that on the podcast as well. You can look back on it. Trust me, it's only like maybe 30 minutes or so, not much, but we break down what a republic is. We break down what a democracy is, even into the Federalist Papers, which I think number 10 really breaks down the argument between the two. But by then, by the 10th Federalist Paper, we had already ratified the Constitution. So there isn't much else that they could talk about. So what we're going to talk about in here is we're going to talk about these different laws that are all based off of superstition. So the first one, I can't just tease it and not give you one before the break. So first off, the United States is well known for its diverse culture, sprawling landscapes, and of course, the intricate legal system shaped by centuries of legislative evolution. The federal and state laws are there to regulate every day. Hello. Hey, did you know that in Indiana, black cats on Friday Friday the 13th have to actually wear bells. I got a couple people outside. It's good to see you. Thanks for listening. Hey, check us out on YouTube. We're live right now on YouTube. It's going. Let me see if I can get the street cam up. No, can't do it. I've only got the street cam, but that's okay. If you ever want to come down here on Douglas Avenue, we do broadcast to the street, both the speaker for the audio and the lovely stream that's moving through there. So without my audience Tourette's that we see in this little bubble that's over here, let's continue just a little bit. I gave you the first one. In Indiana, black cats on Friday the 13th have to wear bells. In Indiana, black cats must wear bells on Friday the 13th to ward off superstitious fears. This law was enacted during the time when superstitions around black cats were common, and lawmakers attempted to ease anxieties around the, quote, unlucky animal by requiring a warning bell. The fear of black cats has roots in medieval Europe, where they were often associated with witchcraft and bad luck. People believed that black cats were witches' familiars or even witches themselves in disguise, and encountering one was considered an ill omen. The superstition around Friday the 13th also dates back centuries, as both the number Friday and both the number 13 and the day Friday were linked to bad luck, making the combination particularly feared. That's Indiana Code Title 15, Section 1517. 6-1. That is that code that's there. So imagine if something ridiculous like stepping on a crack. Stepping on a crack will break your mother's back, right? What if we put legislation to that? That's craziness. Why would we have that? Why would we turn around and say, oh, this thing that's not backed by anything, we write laws on this? So you're going to tell me because people are afraid of black cats, they've got superstition towards Friday the 13th, they're going to require me, a citizen of the United States, to put a bell on my cat? It's all nonsense. Hey, we're going to hit with Pennsylvania and sweeping dust. We've also got Massachusetts about singing the national anthem. You're telling me I can't sing the national anthem in Massachusetts? Well, only a certain way. When we come back, WRMN and Apolitical Talk Show will be right back then. Here is the bottom of the hour news.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. The Naperville Police Department currently accepting applications for new officers. The application period remains open for the next couple of weeks, with testing scheduled to take place in mid-December for potential new officers with the Naperville Police Department. In a Kane County courtroom, Maricela Garcia has been found guilty of predatory criminal sexual assault of a child, along with charges of aggravated battery of a child and domestic battery. Garcia facing judgment for the incidents that occurred on May 7th and 8th of 2021 involving a sexual assault of a child under the age of 13. In Batavia, residents are reminded to adhere to local regulations concerning the placement of lawn signs. The city strictly prohibits the positioning of any signs on parkways between the sidewalks and the streets, and on all city public properties, including near traffic signs and utility poles. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. In a Kane County courtroom, Maricela Garcia has been found guilty of predatory criminal sexual assault of a child, along with charges of aggravated battery of a child and domestic battery. Garcia facing judgment for the incidents that occurred on May 7th and 8th of 2021 involving a sexual assault of a child under the age of 13. In Batavia, residents are reminded to adhere to local regulations concerning the placement of lawn signs. The city strictly prohibits the positioning of any signs on parkways between the sidewalks and the streets, and on all city public properties, including near traffic signs and utility poles. The Naperville Police Department currently accepting applications for new officers. The application period remains open for the next couple of weeks, with testing scheduled to take place in mid-December for potential new officers with the Naperville Police Department. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome back to a political talk show right here on WRMN 1410 AM and WRMN1410.com. A political talk show is broadcast live in Studio 14 in downtown Elgin. That is in the heart of the Fox River Valley, or at least where I call home here in the Fox River Valley. So, it's the center of the universe for me. But WRMN covers the Fox River Valley. Some people have even said we cover all the way to the lake. I've heard it all the way that direction. And even in the tri-state area. That's right. WRMN is the blowtorch that is on the west side of the Chicagoland area. And we cover quite a bit. If you want more information about the station and what we can do to help you, go ahead and reach out to the sales side of everything, and that'll be with Matt McNeil or Dean Delaley. You go ahead and email either one of those gentlemen. Matt is Matt, M-A-T-T, at WRMN1410.com. And of course, Dean is Dino, D-E-A-N-O, at WRMN1410.com. If you notice a pattern there, WRMN1410.com is your information hub where you can see the lineup for all of our shows. You can also listen live, that's there. Or if you are so inclined, go ahead and click on that radio shopping side, and you'll be able to continuously shop 24 hours a day on the radio shopping side. Where can you find that? Of course, if you playing at home, WRMN1410.com. We're continuing down all of these crazy superstition-based laws. We are getting up to the Halloween side of things. In fact, they are putting all kinds of stuff over here on Douglas, where you will be able to enter into Nightmare on Chicago here this Saturday. We'll be broadcasting live, so if you want to listen, you can go ahead and go to the 1410 AM airwaves, or if you want to watch, well, I already told you. Can you guess? WRMN1410.com, where you'll be able to click on the YouTube link. That YouTube link will take you to youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. Did you know that 97% of our viewers are from the live stream? So join the party. Thousands of people every month join the live streams. Whether or not you chat, that's okay. You hop into the chat if you want to. Have a conversation over there. Donna, the Dutchman, Brendan's usually in there somewhere. Mark as well. All kinds of different people to talk to within that chat. If you want to talk directly to us here in the studio, you can always send the text line. And even then, we got a couple of things in the text line from Lawnmower Chris. And Lawnmower Chris is putting out the animal facts. He called in on Talk Time with Tammy. Polar bear fur is clear. Yep. It's also hollow. And all calico cats are female. There's another great animal side. If you've got any information at all, any text, any link to something, if you've got a picture for something that's floating around in the world, you go ahead and drop it into that text line. Oh, you know what? My goodness, I haven't given it to you yet. That's 505-926-1410, 505-926-1410. And that's brought to you by Image 360. Well, 360, right? Image 360. You can go to image360.com/south-elgin, and you'll find the Image 360 franchise that we work with. It's over there on Sundown Road. You can go ahead and check it out. Fun times all around. And soon you will see some more changes here at the station thanks to Image 360. Hop in on that text line. Send us over an article. Ask us a question, anything that you want to do. You want to interact with the station through the old texting, 505-926-1410. So let's keep moving with our weird U.S. laws. So we just knocked out Indiana. Black cats on Friday the 13th have to wear bells in Indiana. If you got a black cat, sorry, you live in Indiana, Friday the 13th. We just had one in September. On that Friday, if you did not put a bell on your cat, you are in violation of the law. Indiana Code Title 15, Section 15-17-6-1. So another one we got here is in Pennsylvania. Sweeping the dust under the rug, right? We've all heard that. Oh, just sweep it under the rug and it'll be done. Well, in Pennsylvania, it's illegal. In Pennsylvania, it's illegal to sweep dust under a rug. This law may have been influenced by superstitions that hidden dirt could bring misfortune to the household, reflecting a time when cleanliness and luck were deeply connected. Historically, it was believed that sweeping dirt under a rug was akin to sweeping problems under a rug, probably where the phrase came from, thereby inviting negative energy and bad fortune into the home. In many cultures, cleanliness was equated to purity and goodness, while hidden dirt symbolized secrets and bad omens. So you, even in your own home, I'm sure there's an amendment or two that would stop you from really enforcing this, but sweeping dust under a rug is illegal in Pennsylvania. Don't believe me? Check out Pennsylvania Consolidated Statutes, Title 18, Section 6504. there. Cleanliness is godliness, right? Imagine if we put in a law that said dirt under your fingernails is illegal. Cleanliness is next to godliness. In Massachusetts, no singing the national anthem off key. Now, I understand this one more for a political, don't mock the national anthem type of side to it, but what if you sing off key to begin with, or accidentally, or I don't know how to carry a key? Even if you gave me a bucket and a keychain, I probably wouldn't be able to carry one, right? What if you're one of those type of people? In Massachusetts, it is illegal to sing the Star-Spangled Banner off key. This law was meant to prevent disrespectful renditions of the national anthem, ensuring that the public performances maintain a degree of dignity and respect, reflecting superstitions about how improper singing could bring bad luck or disrespect to the nation. Historically, the belief that disrespecting national symbols could bring bad luck or dishonor have been pervasive. In many cultures, rituals, songs, and symbols are believed to hold power, and in any improper handling of these could lead to misfortune or punishment from higher powers. And I understand that. You don't want to be disrespectful, but how many people have you seen violate the flag code? Now, I'm not just talking about burning. I'm not just, they buy a flag, they take it to a protest, they put the lighter fluid on it and light it up, right? Yeah, we can all, it's meant to be disrespectful. But do you have a flag on your mailbox that you never take down? Do you have a sticker on the back of your car that has one of the stripes on the flag a different color? All of those things are in violation of flag code. Maybe you've got a great pair of swim trunks. That's the Star-Spangled Banner right there. Stripes and stars and blues and reds and whites. Yeah, cannot wear that according to the code. Is it enforceable? Probably not. Freedom of speech and all of that. First Amendment. The reason that the First Amendment is the best is because it's number one. That's why they put it in number one, because it is the best. You get all of your, like the majority of your freedoms that you will even get later down the line. At least start with your First Amendment. Your First Amendment of free speech, peaceful assembly, to petition the government, and of course, to be safe from religious persecution. Whether that's you having a belief and everybody persecutes you for having that belief, or you having no belief and somebody trying to force their belief upon you. Now, I could understand in Massachusetts, no singing the national anthem off key in a public performance, in a side of whatever, sure. But even then, the General Law of Massachusetts, Chapter 264, Section 9, may not be constitutional. Here we go for Connecticut. Pickles must bounce. That's a weird law. In Connecticut, a pickle must bounce to be considered a genuine pickle. This particular requirement was introduced in 1948 to set a quality standard, but also reflects superstitions found on food purity. The belief was that a proper, well-made pickle would bounce, indicating it was safe and of good quality. Food purity has long been a concern, especially in the mid-20th century, when people were wary of poorly preserved or tainted food. The idea of bouncing pickles became a quirky way to demonstrate freshness, as a non-bouncing pickle might signify a compromised product that could bring sickness or ill luck. Now we all understand this concept of having a law to protect the consumer, unless you're Ayn Rand and you don't care, or Rand Paul and you don't want any regulations on anything, and you can serve poison to the first 50 people that give you money before they figure out it was you. That's what happens when you don't have any regulations. I hate to tell you that. Regulations are what keep your food safe from metal shavings. When you say you can do whatever you want to, yeah, by all means, the market. How you get all the people that turn around? How long are you going to stay in business if you put metal shavings in your food? Well, long enough to make some money and probably kill some people. So why don't we get ahead of it and just say, don't put metal shavings in your food? So when somebody tells you, oh, government regulations, look, we need some of them. Government regulations of like, hey, you stay on that side of the line on the road and I'll stay on this side of the line on the road. And then hopefully if you do cross, there's somebody out there that, might regulate you back to your side of the road. Do you see where it's nonsensical to not have regulations? Just it's a weird concept. Your mom makes you clean your room. That's a regulation for her not yelling at you or you even living with her to begin with. So let's take most of our bumper sticker ideas to its logical conclusion and not just live in the bumper sticker. So this part of Pickles Must Bounce is a concept of how do you measure that? How do you figure that out? How does the FDA come back to you and say, hey, your pickles only bounced 3 inches or your pickles bounced the full 6 inches? You need to change things. So quantifiable is what makes a good goal, right? Everybody's heard of keep it simple, stupid, for keeping your goals. Well, if you have a goal, you also have to keep it quantifiable. Otherwise, how do you know if you made your goals, right? So here's the difference between a wish versus a plan, right? I wish that I was rich. Well, how much is rich? Like, you give $500 to a homeless person, they're going to be pretty excited about it. They may not think they're rich, but they're going to live pretty good for the day. If I turned around and said, okay, well, I'm going to give a $10,000 to Jeff Bezos, right? Guy sneezes in $10,000 bills, or he wipes his face with $10,000 bills. So what you turn around and you say instead is, I want to make this amount of money by this amount of time. That is a quantifiable goal. Oh, but what about soccer, Sonar? Yeah, that goal over there is your goal. If I just say I want to win the soccer match, that's not a goal, that's a wish. I want to put that ball in that net is a quantifiable, tangible goal, right? It is a goal. They don't give that away just to anybody who looks at a ball and says, I want to win. So that's where having these specific things instead of just, yeah, you know what, that thing over there needs to be a little bit darker orange before you're able to do it, right? There's no tangible, or your pickle didn't bounce. Well, yes, it did. I threw it down really hard and it bounced about 1/2 inch. Yes, but the regulation says that you should be bouncing it at least 6 inches. Yeah. Connecticut General Statutes, Title 21A, Section 21A-24. So I did tease it on here as well, and that would be Kentucky, no dyeing ducks blue. Yeah. Thanks, Kentucky. I guess you can dye them any other color or whatever else. Let's dive into it. In Kentucky, it's illegal to dye a duckling blue and offer it for sale unless more than 6 are for sale at once. This law is based on the superstition that dyeing a lone duck, and by dyeing, I mean like dipping it in dye and making the duckling blue, dyeing a lone duck could bring bad luck to both the animal and its future owner, reflecting beliefs about disturbing the natural order of things. The origins of this superstition can be linked to a belief that altering an animal's natural state could anger spirits or upset the balance of nature, resulting in negative consequences. The practice of dyeing animals was often frowned upon, as it was seen as unnatural and potentially disrespectful to the natural order. How many beliefs do you have about the natural order? About the roles of genders, about the ways that nature puts together, about things that are within your beliefs and your superstitions that don't necessarily jive with freedoms, that don't necessarily jive with autonomy, bodily life, whatever autonomy that you want to have. You're all big people out there. Congratulations. You tied your shoes today, put on pants, went out into the world. You have autonomy. So if you think that upsetting the natural order of things, this is upsetting the natural order of things, yeah, ducks probably aren't supposed to be blue and probably shouldn't dye anything without its consent, let alone a duck. The whole there needs to be 6 more for sale aspect of it, I don't understand that unless it's like, okay, well, look at this one blue duck and here's 6 more. Now it's natural. I don't understand that side. If you want to look more into it, or if you are perusing the Kentucky Revised Statutes, check out section 436.600. You'll go ahead and find in Kentucky, no dyeing ducks blue. We'll do, let's see here. We'll do another one that here we go. In Florida, it is illegal to whistle while underwater. This law is based on the superstition that whistling underwater would disturb the water spirits inhabiting bodies of, the water spirits, potentially bringing bad luck or misfortune to swimmers. The idea of spirits inhabiting bodies of water is a recurring theme in folklore around the world. You know, the spirit that gave out the sword to King Arthur, right? I don't think he was king at the time, but he would be. But imagine if that's what I wrote the laws about. Imagine if you had a king because some lady lying in a lake chucked a scimitar at him, if you get the reference. The idea of spirits inhabiting the bodies have been around in folklore around the world. Whistling was often believed to summon spirits, and doing so underwater was thought to provoke the ire of the water-dwelling entities, leading to potentially drowning or other forms of bad luck. That's Florida Statutes Title XLVI Section 876.01. I would give you the XLVI, but I don't like to do Roman math on the air. But that's where you will find that section. Why do the laws still exist? Well, many of these strange laws are outdated and stem from very specific circumstances that are no longer applied today, right? People don't just dye ducks blue anymore. There are animal rights activists. I'm sure there are another law that even prevents you from even dyeing the duck in the first place, let alone 6 of them. So often these statutes remain on the books simply because there hasn't been enough motivation or reason to remove them. That's where a lot of the inefficiency comes in. The existence of these outdated laws also highlights the significant inefficiency in the legal system. Maintaining unnecessary or irrelevant statutes add unnecessary complexity to the legal code, making it more difficult for citizens, lawyers, and law enforcement to navigate. When we talk about the natural order of things, how many laws have we put on the books during the Jim Crow era that people used "it's not natural" as an excuse. That's the type of dangerous mentality that I'm talking about now. Like people who want to remove the no-fault divorce and want to go back to divorce where women have to be attached to their husbands again. There's a lot of people that will argue that that is the natural order of things. But the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution guarantees the freedom of religion while also preventing the government from establishing any particular religion. Many of these bizarre laws reflect the influence of superstition, religious beliefs, and unscientific notions that have found their way into the legislative process. The U.S. Constitution is founded on the principle of the separation of church and state, ensuring that personal beliefs do not interfere with the governance or infringe upon the freedoms of others. When religious or superstitious ideas are codified into law, they blur the line between personal belief and public policy, threatening the impartiality that the legal system is meant to uphold. You're listening to Apolitical Talk Show right here on WRMN. When we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines, 847-931-1410, and run down the headlines. Call us, 847-931-1410. Join the conversation either on YouTube, WRMN Radio, or WRMN1410.com. We'll be right back after the top of the hour.
If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 5 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. The Elgin Police Department gearing up for an unforgettable Halloween event scheduled for October 22nd at the police station from 5 to 7 p.m. The celebration promising a self-guided continuous trick-or-treat tour with no need for tickets or registration. Contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. The Kane County Board approving a new economic development strategy plan to transform its economic future. The strategy includes launching the county's inaugural Economic Development Corporation, a public-private partnership targeting county-wide economic coordination. Rich Croman, a dedicated volunteer from the Kane County Office of Emergency Management and a FEMA reservist, has been deployed to North Carolina to aid in relief efforts following Hurricane Helene. With 14 years of experience, Croman is currently involved in Asheville, North Carolina, providing vital search and rescue operations and medical support at local shelters. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey there, this is Marky B from The First Shift, inviting you to join Brian Anderson for his new radio show, Kane County Speaks, every Thursday from 9 until 10 a.m. during the final hour of my morning show. It's an election year, and Brian will discuss important local issues and interview local candidates from the perspective of Kane County Speaks. The show will feature open phone lines for your thoughts, comments, and questions, and the chat room will be open at WRMN Radio on YouTube. Kane County Speaks is citizen-driven and focused on making Kane County a better place to live and work with goals of freedom, security, and prosperity for all. To learn more about their grassroots organization, you can check them out at KaneCountySpeaks.com. Let's discuss the issues of Kane County so that you can get involved and make a difference too. It's Kane County Speaks every Thursday morning with Brian Anderson from 9 until 10 a.m. during the first shift right here on WRMN, AM 1410, and at WRMN Radio on YouTube.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Big clash for number 22 Illinois football this Saturday. The 5-1 Illini are home against 4-2 Michigan. The Wolverines ranked number 24. Elsewhere, number 16 Indiana puts their 6-0 mark on the line at home against 5-1 Nebraska. Number 12 Notre Dame 5-1 visits 5-2 Georgia Tech. Tomorrow night 1-5 Purdue home against 6-0 Oregon. The Ducks ranked number 2. Bye week for the 4-2 Bears. Next up, a road game at Washington a week from this Sunday. Chicago 0-2 away from home this season. They're feeling confident riding a 3-game winning streak. The NFL has decided to change the game time. It'll be a 3:25 Central kickoff, switched from a noon Central start. On the ice tonight, the 1-2-1 Blackhawks played their first home game of the season. They take on the 0-1-2 San Jose Sharks.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Belux Bar and Grill Wisconsin Dells is the quintessential American grill and bar, with refined rustic cuisine and award-winning libations. Their honest, feel-good food menu is complemented by a beer list to satisfy every taste. Classic cocktails and our signature shakes, rich and creamy with a splash of boozy goodness just to shake things up a little bit. Belux Grill and Bar, classic American cuisine with a contemporary twist.
For local information and fun times in the mornings, listen to Marky B and Larry Jones on The First Shift.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help you.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
You can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
It's The First Shift, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WRMN.
Welcome to Apolitical Talk Show, the second hour. Sorry you missed the first one, or maybe you were there. That's okay. We're starting a whole nother one here on WRMN 1410. That's right, Apolitical Talk Show, hosted by yours truly, Dennis Sonar Green. I'm flying solo today for the last hour of this, while Ben Demonian Boquest, my normal executive producer, who runs all of these buttons and knobs and faders and everything else for me around here. He is actually at the, I believe it's called the Program Advisory Committee over at the school that I teach at. So in essence, Ben is my boss for that, because he goes out there, Dean DeLaley went out with him as well, to go shape some young minds and make sure that the programming and everything else that I teach over at the Illinois Media School is actually what everybody needs to be learning. Like, you know, a lot of trade schools, they need to be accredited. So to have that accreditation, they need people in the industry to go out there and, you know, tell them, hey, this is what the industry is doing right now. So this is how you should teach your people. So waiting to hear back from them. Hope it was a great trip that's over there. A couple of the students already do shows with us now, a couple of the alumnus, and that is On the Rise with Mike and Derek. They are alumnus from Illinois Media School, along with our own sports director here of Marcus Mack, who actually was one of my students. And when he graduated, we decided to bring him over on this side of the world and head up our sports side of things. So if you are interested in learning what we do in media, whether that's radio or television or digital media, we teach it all over at Illinois Media School, part of the Be On Air Media Network. BeOnAir.com is a great place to go and check that out. You're listening to Apolitical Talk Show, and one of the things that we were requested to do about a week back is start walking down some of the Kane County elections. Now, we went through the board chamber, we went through the state's attorney, we've had people on and off, back and forth. All of that is archived both on YouTube, on the WRMN Radio YouTube side. That is youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. Or you can go to the Apolitical Talk Shows podcast. And we have those archived as well. Today wraps up the end of my list. We did a lot of it. We've been doing it for at least 2 weeks now. I think we started last Wednesday, last Tuesday, somewhere around there. We're now going to walk through the Kane County Board. Now, I can't do all 24 members, or 24 districts. That's a lot. That's a lot of districts. So I picked a few of them that have the major sides of things and the ones that are actually races right now. The Kane County Board is responsible for setting policies, overseeing the budget, and managing public services in Kane County. Board members represent 24 districts, each serving 4-year terms. The board works closely with the county board chairman to address issues like infrastructure, public safety, and economic development. Decisions made by the board have significant impacts on residents' everyday lives, influencing taxation, development programs, and public health initiatives. When we talk about voting being local, and really it's the people that are locally that are affecting you more than the federal side, this is what we mean. Now, some people in some cities have, let's say, council members. Like in Elgin, they've got city council members. I just moved from Evanston. They had aldermen and districts and things like that. So even as far down as your individual city or township or what have you has a few slight differences for each other. But for the most part, it's run by committee and then headed up by either a chair or the mayor comes in for something as that ninth person or that odd vote or that tie-breaking vote if it ever needs to happen. Some mayors even oversee the board itself, but we're going to look a little bit into the Kane County side of things. And if there is a specific city that you'd like us to jump into, leave us a message. You can leave it on the text line, 505-926-1410. You can also call that line and leave voice messages as well. You can send over a flyer of a candidate and say, hey, I saw this candidate. Can you tell me a little bit about it? You can also email me, sonar@wrmn1410.com, and we'll go through the thing that you want to talk about and what you want to hear about. That's the whole point of what we do over here, not only as a political talk show in general, but as something that I believe, being an FCC licensed broadcaster, you need to do. You need to open up the information for the people that want that information. It's almost like a librarian's duty of like, let's find that information. Let's find that book for you. Let's make sure you get learned. This same kind of concept here, I believe, works with us in the aspect of being an FCC regulated broadcaster, that it needs to be a public service. So please let me help you with that public service, and let's talk about what's going on. So let's just break down some of the races that we've got right now. This is with District 2. District 2 cities include parts of Aurora, North Aurora, and sections of Batavia. Right now, there's a Democratic incumbent, Dale Berman. Berman has served in various roles, including as mayor of North Aurora before becoming a Kane County board member. His platform emphasizes responsible growth and community development. He advocates for expanding economic opportunities and infrastructure improvements that support residents while maintaining a balanced approach to managing the growth. The Republican challenger, Ellen Nottke, Nottke. Ellen is a newcomer to the political scene, focusing on reducing property taxes and limiting government spending. She supports conservative budget practices, aiming to make the county more business-friendly to attract investments. She criticizes the county's high property taxes and emphasizes the need for fiscal discipline. Now, you can go to Ballot Ready, you can go to Ballotpedia. Shaw Local also has a bunch of great things there from the Kane County Chronicles specifically. And, of course, you can go to the Kane County, Illinois website, that is kanecountyil.gov, to find out more about your candidates or look around. District 10 is the next one we're going to walk down. Cities include South Elgin, Elgin, and Campton Hills. William Tarver is the Democrat. So let's go with the incumbent first. Sorry. The Republican incumbent is Laura Curtis. Curtis has served on the South Elgin Village Board and is current incumbent for District 10. She emphasizes conservative fiscal management, advocating for reducing property taxes and opposing any tax increases. Her platform includes a strong stance on public safety, aiming to secure more funding for law enforcement to ensure community security. The challenger, William Tarver, who is a Democrat, Tarver is running with a focus on improving infrastructure and public health services. He supports projects to upgrade roads and expand public transit options, aiming to keep pace with the growing needs of the community. Tarver is also committed to expanding access to health services, particularly for underserved populations in his district. That is the District 10 board member as we walk through. Hey, let's go over to District 14, also on our list here. These cities in District 14 encompasses Geneva, St. Charles, and Elburn. Right now, there is a Republican incumbent named Jonathan Gripe. Gripe is a local business owner currently serving on the county board. His platform focuses on reducing taxes and promoting efficient government spending. Gripe supports streamlining county operations to make them more cost-effective and argues for fewer regulations to encourage business growth. He aims to leverage his business experience to attract new investments to the county. Brenda Engelhardt is the Democrat. Engelhardt is running on a platform that emphasizes sustainability and enhancing social services. She supports renewable energy initiatives, the expansion of green spaces, and measures aimed at increasing the county's resilience to climate change. Additionally, Engelhardt is focused on improving social services to support families and individuals in need. Moves us down to District 16. District 16 includes parts of Hampshire, Pingree Grove, and sections of Gilbert's. Right now, it is represented by a Republican, Eric Stair. Stair is the current board member for District 16, emphasizes conservative values such as lower taxes and reducing government intervention. He believes that a smaller government will attract more businesses to Kane County. Stair is also focused on maintaining local control over zoning and development issues to ensure that the growth aligns with those community values. Ted Panisis is the Democrat and has a background in public policy and is focused on infrastructure improvements and sustainability. He supports investments in public transit and road maintenance and is a proponent of reducing the county's carbon footprint through renewable energy projects. He believes on balancing growth with environmental considerations, which moves us down to District 18. This district covers Carpentersville, West Dundee, and parts of East Dundee. Sandy, let's see here. Nope. Let's go to Rick Williams, who is the Republican incumbent. Williams, a former firefighter, currently holds the seat for District 18. His campaign is centered around public safety and fiscal responsibility. He supports directing more resources to emergency services and law enforcement. Williams also focuses on maintaining a balanced budget and ensuring that new initiatives are funded without raising taxes. Sandy Kaczmarski, I probably have to check that pronunciation, but her platform focuses on expanding affordable housing and improving mental health services. I think that's a hat trick on the Democrats on that, improving mental health services now. She aims to address the growing demand for housing solutions that meet the needs of diverse population in Kane County. She also supports community-based mental health programs as part of her commitment to holistic community development. So those are the districts that you're going to see in this side. We obviously know that the county board has a big responsibility for the county itself. Now, we can put whatever blame or whatever leadership roles that we want to put on the chairman or the chairwoman or Madam Chair or however the leader of the county board would like to be addressed. But it takes a group. There are 24 districts, and each one of them has a say within the overall county. Now, I'm sure some of these people have direct lines with community leaders in their neck of the woods, in their district, whether it be North Aurora or Batavia or Gilbert's or East Dundee, wherever they're at, they're covering whatever section that is in there within the Kane County side of things. And that's where you're actually starting to see some of these separations that we saw before, where the blue and the red have are back to these on this local level. We're starting to see those same, let's say, traditional values from both sides, right? The socially conscious blue side of everything, where everybody needs everything, and we need to make sure that if you don't have it, then there's a vehicle to get there, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't always go with a balanced budget. Now they'll say, yeah, we need the balanced budget, but you're spending more than you bring in. That's not balanced. Oh, well, we need this program. Okay, well, you're buying that thing on credit. You're getting debt into it. You have to pull more money out, and then therefore your debt starts getting too big, and you end up spending most of your budget on the debt that you have to pay back, right? Welcome to America. That's honestly where we're sitting out as a nation, is that our debt is so large that a majority of our budget, or a large portion, I wouldn't necessarily say the majority, but a large portion of our current budget goes to pay for, that party happy time in the 80s and 90s that everybody said that you're putting on the backs of our grandchildren. Well, hello, this is me. Hi, I'm a grandchild of the people that you said are going to put it on the backs. So unless we're going to keep deferring it to more and more children and let these children pay for everything, that should be the campaign slogan for trickle-down economics. The children will pay. It just is craziness. So it's to that point where we're starting to see more fiscal responsibility, or at least the saying of fiscal responsibility that's happening on the red side. That's where they'll usually say it. And then any of the social programs that they do have are usually social programs in the form of more funding towards the basic needs of fire and police and that side of thing. Not necessarily our social program is to set up a place to donate sandwiches and everybody comes over and picks one up. That's not necessarily a Republican concept. Most of the time it's fiscally conservative. And then for us independents and us, the majority of the America, we are fiscally conservative, but socially liberal. We do think that people that are in need do need assistance, but not at the detriment of the budget, right? That's how we always do it. Yeah, I'll give you the shirt off my back as long as I got another one. As long as I can go back to the other one. And even then, there are Bible verses that say such. If you have two shirts and your brother has none, then give him a shirt. Dang it. I don't know the exact verse on that one. If I had to guess, it was Old Testament. But let's get the regional context of these county board challenges in the last 5 minutes of the segment before we get to the amazing Kelly Meyer, who's going to be on with us. Oh, we've also got a caller. Hold on. Let me pull in the caller real quick. Hello, caller. Welcome aboard. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi, Rita. What would you like to talk about?
Okay. You said South Elgin was District 10.
South Elgin. Let me pull it up. I think it's parts of South Elgin are in District 10. Yes. District 10, South Elgin, Elgin, and Campton Hills.
Okay, what about District 16?
District 16 covers Hampshire, Pingree Grove, and Gilbert's.
Not South Elgin?
No, South Elgin falls within District 10.
Well, then there's something awfully wrong.
Oh, okay.
Because, well, and the reason I'm saying that is because the one a person running in District 16, I was under the assumption that he was in South Elgin. So therefore, I can't vote for him if he's in 16 and I'm in 10. Isn't that correct?
I believe so. Let me verify it because, you know, there's a lot of information floats around over here. So I want to make sure that we actually get it. So I'm going to put in the voting district. So it's already District 46 for the schools.
Correct.
So let's see here. South Elgin here on
I'm
Ballotpedia.
talking about Kane County board members.
I was. And from my research, it's got it being the 10th district, not the 16th. So let me just verify that. I should be able to verify it within Ballotpedia. Let's see if we can find that real quick. Oh my goodness! See, nobody wants to tell me exactly what district. From what I've put together, it is the 10th district that South Elgin sits in. So let me just find it for there. But let's see here.
I mean, because there's like a new portion and an old portion, and I'm in the old portion.
Who were you looking for?
It was for Ted Pennis.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Okay, then why would the man campaign in a district that can't vote for him?
Okay, well, let's see here. The Kane County Board District 16, you can get that Kane County, Illinois. I do see that some of these are Elgin, South Elgin, and sides like that. So it could be the area. It could be split.
Okay.
It could be one of those splits because I know that there are some out there like, let's see here. Some of them, like District 2 has parts of Aurora in it, not all of Aurora.
Okay. But see, now all this with these districts that that the towns have more than one district in, that needs to be known. I mean, because here I'm sitting listening to you and you're saying, well, he's in 16, but you never mentioned South Elgin. And then I'm saying, well, why would a man come in and campaign in the area if he's not in that district?
Yeah, I don't know. It could also be that you were at an event that is for the area as well. Like if you were with us, maybe out at Gilbert's when you met Ted.
No.
That is part of 16. No, they come to your house?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
He came along my street. So why would you, I mean, you don't go campaigning in an area where people can't vote for you.
No.
So, I mean, something's goofed up with the districts and the towns.
Yeah, let me see, because I can also pull up a map. So here's, South Elgin has a few sides to it. It looks like District 14 and 16 encompasses the two. So I'll have to take a look, and I'll tell you what, Rita, I'll find you a map, and then that way you'll know directly from which one, whether it's District 14, 16, or 10, based off of where the actual map's drawn and what side it moves to.
And and if I'm living in that portion of the town.
Exactly. I'll send that over to you.
Okay.
Hey, I got to hit break, but thanks for being with me.
Okay, thank you for helping.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Private partnership targeting county-wide economic coordination. Rich Croman, a dedicated volunteer from the Kane County Office of Emergency Management and a FEMA reservist, has been deployed to North Carolina to aid in relief efforts following Hurricane Helene. With 14 years of experience, Croman is currently involved in Asheville, North Carolina, providing vital search and rescue operations and medical support at local shelters. The Elgin Police Department gearing up for an unforgettable Halloween event scheduled for October 22nd at the police station from 5 to 7 p.m. The celebration promising a self-guided continuous trick-or-treat tour with no need for tickets or registration. Contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. Rich Croman, a dedicated volunteer from the Kane County Office of Emergency Management and a FEMA reservist, has been deployed to North Carolina to aid in relief efforts following Hurricane Helene. With 14 years of experience, Croman is currently involved in Asheville, North Carolina, providing vital search and rescue operations and medical support at local shelters. The Elgin Police Department gearing up for an unforgettable Halloween event scheduled for October 22nd at the police station from 5 to 7 p.m. The celebration promising a self-guided continuous trick-or-treat tour with no need for tickets or registration. Contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. The Kane County Board approving a new economic development strategy plan to transform its economic future. The strategy includes launching the county's inaugural Economic Development Corporation, a public-private partnership targeting county-wide economic coordination. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome back to A Political Talk Show right here on WRMN 1410 AM. That, of course, is also WRMN1410.com. Vice President Kamala Harris' interview on Fox News with Bret Baier became a focal point for political commentary as she faced tough questioning on immigration and the southern border crisis. Harris defended the administration's efforts, framing the challenges as systemic and requiring congressional cooperation. While Baier pressed her on transparency and policy effectiveness, the exchange drew significant attention, with the broadcast attracting 7.1 million viewers, underscoring the political tension leading into the 2024 election and Harris's direct media engagement. Joining us now is Kelly Meyer, a Washington correspondent for News Nation, who covers the U.S. politics and the major policy developments from the White House and Capitol Hill. You can find Kelly Meyer out there on X, Kelly Meyer News, and, of course, the amazing Instagram page, Kelly in the Capitol. Thank you very much, Kelly, for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, how does this interview with Harris campaign kind of reflect the strategy that she's kind of been not necessarily forced into with all of these public discussions, but kind of like this is what's expected of a candidate, is to go out there? Is this part of her strategy to be kind of in less than favorable situations?
Yeah, so it's kind of twofold. One, that former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are not set to debate again before the election. Harris wanted to. Trump said that he won the last debate, so he doesn't need to do another. So some were saying the next best thing was to go into uncharted territory, go on Fox News, a place where you can reach some of the former president's supporters or more Republican viewers and speak to them about your policies, and then they're able to hear maybe things that they aren't hearing on the campaign trail from her. And she was able to, kind of hit at former President Trump, use kind of this moment to talk about the endorsements that she's received from Republicans. It was kind of keeping with the theme that we saw from her yesterday when we were traveling with her on the campaign trail in Pennsylvania. She went to Bucks County. She brought several Republicans out on stage with her that are now supporting her, some that worked within former President Trump's administration and have now left and said that they would support Harris. And then she also went on Fox News. So it was a push to meet more conservative voters where they are, and that's what the campaign is saying. And they feel as though she delivered in that, and she stood tough. And then for former President Trump and his team, they obviously said that they kind of condemned her interview and criticized her for it and kind of keep going off on Truth Social about it as well.
Oh, absolutely. We live in this weird two-reality world where people are just allowed to say whatever they want to, and I guess we all take it as face value for it. But for this side of it, with Harris in having a lot of the border conversation brought up, I mean, honestly, I think that was half of the interview was the border aspect of it. How effectively do you think she did pivoting to, look, it is not just a single person's job, let alone the single vice president's job? How well did she kind of put that message out there?
Yeah, and I would agree with you that it felt like much of the interview was focused on immigration, but it was helpful, I think, for viewers tuning in to hear some of those questions, because some of the questions that he did ask were questions on people's minds, like, for example, going off of immigration, but how they asked, did you notice President Biden and his ability to do the job in any way notice his decline? She was able to talk about that. She was able to talk about, how will you differentiate yourself from the Biden administration, even though you were a part of it? How are people not voting for another 4 years of this if you were a part of the last 3.5 years? And when it came to immigration, she really kind of came back each time he asked a question about it to her opponent, really slamming him for tanking that bipartisan border deal in Congress, saying that was an opportunity to get more border agents to deal with these issues, and not really answering the direct question, especially when he asked how many illegal immigrants do you think were able to cross the border during the last 3.5 years during the Biden-Harris administration. And she didn't answer that directly. She just went off to say, here's how we could have handled it. Here's what we could have done. And she did issue an apology to those families that have been impacted by the violence of illegal immigrants and migrants that come across the border. For example, Laken Riley that was killed. She did say, I'm so sorry for their families, but here's what we can do going forward. So, and it was also interesting in a moment where she used to support decriminalizing the border in 2019. That was her stance when she ran for president. She kind of reversed positions and talked about that a bit. So a bit of the position flip-flopping, as well as really hitting at the former president to get this bipartisan border deal done.
We're speaking with Kelly Meyer, Washington correspondent for News Nation, covering the Harris and Trump campaigns out of D.C. One of the biggest questions that I had in the interview, other than just the, my gosh, they're just border all the time, the biggest thing for me was, how effective is Harris at separating the I'm not President Biden? Now, she'll say, I'm not President Biden, but when pressed to elaborate on that, she doesn't seem either able or, honestly, I think, willing to really besmirch Biden in any kind of way. Have you started to see some of that?
Yeah, and it was interesting in this interview because last week when she was doing more friendly interviews like The View or the late night shows, she really didn't say there was going to be much of a difference between her and President Biden. So she readied a different response when she was asked in the Fox News interview and said that she is going to be a different president than President Joe Biden. She's going to have her own way of leading the country and a new generation of leadership, as they're calling it, a new way forward, as she's been advertising on the campaign trail. So, but in terms of exactly what she'll do differently and the meat of all of this, we don't exactly know. And also there has been this, and we've seen it throughout, how do you make yourself different from the administration that you just spent several years serving in, while also kind of respecting the legacy of the things that you yourself work towards? And then do you build off of that because you want to do a continuation of some of these policies, or do you go your own direction? And that's what's been hard for her to navigate, it seems, and hard for voters and listeners to kind of get a sense of what kind of candidate, what kind of president will she be?
And I think what we saw as well in that interview is we saw her kind of take that professional mask off a little bit when she got fired up about former President Trump talking about releasing the National Guard on protesters. Yeah. She got really, really fired up about that. Do you think this is something that's passionate for her? Or do you think this is just, oh my gosh, I just did this week-long media tour and they keep asking me these ridiculous questions? What kind of was that attitude that was in there?
I do think so because, just before she went over and did that interview with Fox, she was just feet away doing her event with those Republicans in Bucks County. And she had a moment in that speech where she said, in the most passionate moment of her address, because she really did spend much of the speech hitting on the dangers of a second Trump presidency, as she calls it, and then warning about the remarks that he just had, talking about the enemy from within and saying that he would release and deploy the military against his enemies. She talked a lot about that, and she spoke very forcefully when she said, whoever tries to challenge the results of the election, who sends his supporters to the Capitol and what happened on January 6th does not deserve to stand behind the presidential seal in the Oval Office. And she spoke very firmly and very loudly at that moment in her speech. So when she did that in the interview, talking about the enemy from within and really getting ticked off at the interviewer for playing a different part of Trump's response when he was asked about that, where he said he wouldn't threaten his political enemies, whereas before that, in the soundbite from his earlier town hall, he did kind of double down on the enemy from within and calling Democrats the problem. She criticized him for playing a different part of that soundbite and then said that he will be this person. And I do think that is something that she is passionate about and believes there is a danger in that. And I think that is probably the biggest part where her and Biden do agree, because that we heard so much on the campaign trail, threat to democracy, when Biden was running. And she kind of is picking that up in her own way with her own language. But I think that's something that they both can agree on, that they feel very passionately about keeping him out of the Oval Office.
As we're wrapping up here, Kelly, let's expand that comparison just a little bit more. How was Bret Baier versus Harris Faulkner in that same day, both doing interviews? Do you think it was two different tones from the Harris interview versus the Trump interview for that day? Yes,
I do. I think the former President Trump all-female town hall with Harris Faulkner was a bit more friendly water for her. Same thing that Harris did when she went on The View, the late-night shows, and she's been doing other more friendly interviews. They both are doing it, but I think her stepping into the territory of Fox News and having what they called, stepping into the lion's den or more adversarial interview with Bret Baier, whereas I think, it was a solid interview and it was valid questions and it was, answers viewers need to hear. But it definitely, I think, was something that viewers got more out of than maybe what they got out of the more friendly female town hall earlier in the day. So, but Trump also, he faces a lot of questions from the press and things like that. And we hope to get another question or get more questions into Harris as we can see her maybe more facing the press and News Nation, hopefully, too.
Wonderful. I'd love to see her on News Nation, hopefully interviewed by Kelly Meyer.
I would love that.
That would be amazing. We've been speaking with News Nation's own Kelly Meyer, Washington correspondent, covering the U.S. politics and major policy developments. Kelly, when we go over to Instagram and follow you, Kelly in the Capitol, what are we looking to see when we get there?
Yeah, so I try to post more behind the scenes, kind of take you guys into our stories of the day. I like to kind of do my daily day, where we are, what we're doing on the campaign trail. I've been trying to launch more of the TikTok life of day in the life. We're just trying to keep viewers and listeners and those that come to my pages kind of in the loop of what's happening and kind of break through any of the other noise. I very much believe that the next 19 days are so important, and if I can have any part in just making sure people stay up to date on the latest information and have the facts. And if they have any questions, reach out. I love, I always love teaching and educating, and I feel such a part of that in this role, just kind of relaying the information I'm learning to others. So I just take that very seriously, especially in these last few weeks and days of the election.
Thanks for keeping us informed. That's Kelly Meyer, Washington correspondent for News Nation. Find her on X or the amazing Instagram account, Kelly in the Capitol. Kelly is spelled Kellie in the Capitol. Thank you very much for being here with us, Kelly. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're listening to a political talk show right here on WRMN. When we come back, we're going to continue to open up the phone lines and run down those headlines. We'll be right back after this.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org. Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip: the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better. Check with the BBB first because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Crime is up in Illinois, and I'm not sitting back to wait and watch dangerous, radical left policies destroy Kane County. I'm Andrew Sosnowski. I have over 35 years of experience with prosecutions of crime, advocating for victims and children. I will root out the causes of crime and be the lead county prosecutor who will fight for our freedom, safety, and security. Vote Andrew Sosnowski for Kane County State's Attorney. I'm Andrew Sosnowski, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Sosnowski for Kane Committee.
Welcome back to a political talk show right here on WRMN, broadcasting live from Studio 14 in downtown Elgin, right here on Douglas, where I get to watch everybody set up and do some wonderful painting for the Nightmare on Chicago. We've got a reoccurring caller coming in right now. Hello, caller. Welcome aboard. How are you today?
I'm hanging.
Hey, good stuff.
You guys have great interviews as usual.
Thank you.
Kelly Myers is a good. I've heard her before, and she's pretty. I kind of watch her. There's a few reporters out there you guys should get a hold of, but she's. I laugh at every time I turn around. Somebody wants to make a big deal out of whatever Camilla says. Mm-hmm. And again, it's the right trying to make headway, and they're not making headway, and they're doing everything in their power to make things look bad. But you remember we talk about this all the time about the proof, where's the facts, and all this stuff. And I was watching some of these shows on the TV last night, late at night, and they do the reruns and stuff when I'm working, and I'm listening to these guys, these pundits. These reporters all of a sudden turned into be experts in everything. You notice that?
Well, we prepare. Like the way I look at it is we don't know everything, but I know like we can crunch. Like right before the night before the test, where you just pour all of the information that you can possibly pour into your brain. You take the test and it all just disappears. That's a lot of what we do in media is, holy crap, we're going to be talking about this subject matter with this subject matter expert. I got to know at least enough to where I can ask reasonable questions. Now, what I did too is I watched the interview anyway, and it just so happened that Kelly, when we got the email in the morning, she was on there specifically saying, hey, I'm going to be on to talk about this and this. And I said, that's amazing. I already watched it. We already broke it down a little bit. I luckily had enough time to watch it in the morning and then maybe see one or two other people kind of do commentary on it ahead of time. So that's kind of how I prepare for it as well. Is I do the crunch. I don't do the weave. I do the crunch. I do the oh my gosh, I got to get all the information I can possibly grab for this subject so that I seem like a reasonable person. But you're absolutely right. A lot of us pundits, political pundits, we think we know absolutely everything, and we don't. In fact, I messed up the districts earlier today. I didn't mess up who actually is running in that district. I actually messed up what cities were in that district. District 10 is nowhere near Elgin and South Elgin. So Rita, you're right. That is 16. I'll send you over the interactive map that you can actually get for yourself at Kane County, Illinois .gov. That's kanecountyil.gov, and you'll be able to find that district map that's there, regardless if some idiot on the radio told you you're in the wrong district.
Well, I wanted to throw this out, and I'll get off. And you guys should call me sometime. I'd love to set up an interview with you guys, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Camilla, she's up against a brick wall when it comes to, she's got to deal with the old regime and now the new regime. Okay, so now I'm saying this is going to upset a lot of my Republican friends, but I think you should give her a chance, give her 4 years and see what we come up with. The only thing is, and the only thing that I concern myself with on this, and a lot of people do, is the trade thing.
Mm-hmm.
The trades and some of what's going on as far as gas prices. Now, she is from California, and she is kind of more a extreme liberalist when it comes to, like, electric cars. I personally think the way that California is going, you cannot force people to do what you want them to do. You have to ease in. Mm-hmm. We have more electric cars in this state than any place I've been. I mean, I see them all over the place. Tesla's all over the place.
Yep.
I mean, in California, they're fighting it. I never saw, as all the driving, I never saw that many electric vehicles because people don't want it. The government's telling them when you have somebody that's telling you what's right for you and you know what's right for you, that isn't right. See, that's the part that I.
This is how you change everything.
People.
Yeah, this is how you change things in the world, Dutch, is you got to either change it legislatively, right? I got to write a law to make you stop or start doing something, or I have to change it societally of like why we don't cough in each other's faces. Like I don't know if there's necessarily a law about that, but it's definitely bad etiquette, right? So you change it socially, or passing gas in an elevator, right? We all know that it's not necessarily the right thing to do, but there's no law written about it. So you either change things legislatively or you change things socially. Well, with a lot of these tax incentives, whether it is a punishment tax of like, hey, you did the thing, as in like you bought an extra ounce of soda, so we're going to put more tax on you. Or if it's a tax break where, okay, you bought solar panels, so we're going to give you a tax break for that. That is kind of the in-between of those two sides, where you can either change it legislatively or change it socially. The tax aspect of it is kind of a hybrid of the two. Is they made a legislation, but they didn't make it necessarily illegal or legal. They just punished you in your wallet or rewarded you in your wallet for that decision. So as far as like California and the United States in general, that's why they do a lot of these tax incentives to get everybody to move to that side. But if there's no incentive other than just being a good person, most of the time Americans won't do it. if that's the only incentive is just being good.
I agree with that. But here's the thing. The thing that you forget, okay, is that all these little legislations add up to big problems in the end. Okay, so we're not sure. Their infrastructure cannot handle any more grid problems as it is. All right, the brownouts and blackouts go on, a constant thing in the summertime.
Yeah,
all right?
Sounds a lot like
They're
Texas.
getting hotter and drier. The point is, it's one of the most abused states in the country, and everybody doesn't see this. I can prove this. It doesn't take much to show you on TV. You know, usually there's a big fire going somewhere down there throughout the week. It's 1 or 2 or 3 or 5. You know, so here's my point. You know, I'd love to talk about the subject because it's dear to my heart. Too many people I know lost their lives fighting bushfires, and everybody says we ought to leave them.
Just
environmentalists say
just leave the fire, or leave the fire, or leave the people.
No, leave the environment alone. Don't go in and do the undercut brush and clean things out and make it so that when people want to move into the brush. Now, again, this goes back to what we were just talking about. People aren't going to go in there and put a 50-foot perimeter around, which by code is up there, to keep, brush and everything around your house down. So, you got to have to intervene and have management, property management, or grounds management. Nobody does that in the state.
But that's what I mean, is now you just moved to one of the most dangerous areas that you could. Like, that's a lot of where my point is with a lot of this stuff is, yes, by all means, be rescued if you are in trouble. But if you purposefully continue to go out and get in trouble, how many times am I supposed to rescue you?
Exactly.
So we got to get going, Dutch, but I really appreciate your time. And I'll tell you what, call in tomorrow, too. I'm going to have Jeff Michaels in as well. He's kind of like my conservative counterpart. We try to stay balanced, but just like everybody, we can't stay unbiased. So I think it's going to be a great.
Get a hold of you. Yeah, exactly. God bless you guys. Bye.
Thank you very much for calling in, Dutch. Thank you, Kelly Meyer, for being on with us. Thank you, listener, for being here with us on Apolitical Talk Show right here on WRMN 1410. Tomorrow, Jeff Michaels will be on with us, and we'll be talking about some headlines with Free Speech Friday. See you then.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient